The name is Law Nation. As the room fill all the way up, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to smash upon the like button. Let's go. Come on. Tell it to lean forward. Come on. Mama said every day's just like this. Hey. Ho. Let's go. Come on, baby. They say to the window, to the wall, to the sweat. Hey. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation groove? Hey. Oh. Let's go. Come on. Stand to your feet. Come on.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Come on, Jerry. It's too early for that. Come on. Five.
No, he's that mother.
4.
Yes, man, he's good. In the heat of battle.
3.
In the heat
2.
of controversy.
And 1. Come on. Let's get it, baby. We're live like 95, baby. Come on. Who ready? Who ready? Who ready? Who ready? Come on. Let's go. All right. Appreciate each and every last one of you all that's tuning in. I really appreciate you guys so much for being part of these type of episodes. Now, granted, shout out to 105.3 The Fan. They got a chance to talk to Jerry Wayne and things about the upcoming season, and we're gonna play a bit of that audio, right? Not the full interview, and be ready to help those boys out by going to their website, checking out the actual long form video, and also subscribing to their YouTube pages, right? So I appreciate y'all, man, so much. So the Dallas Cowboys heading into week 1. Who is worried? Who's worried? I want to know, I need to know, and I got to know who's worried about the Giants. The G-Man. Who's worried? Because, you know, I get it. It's been a while since, you know, Dak Prescott lost to those boys. He's on a 10-game winning spree against the Giants. Now, granted, 2016, he did look bad against those Giants, and that's the last time he looked bad against those boys. We figure out a way to pull a rabbit out of the hat every year versus the Giants, and granted, every year. And here's the other side of the coin. Shout out to my guy Bad Dog. We supposed to talk, I believe, tomorrow. But he did a video on how and why he hate the Cowboys. And I'm looking at this thing, and I'm sitting here saying to myself, okay, yeah, you may hate the Cowboys, you know, and I get it. You know, most other people do hate us, you know, because they're not us, right? And when you're on the position of where we are at, we have no room to hate them, right? We have no room to hate on the Washington team. No room to hate on the Eagles, by the way. No room to hate on the Giants. Because we on the position, we on the situation whereas we at top, you know. So they looking up and they take a rock and they throw it, right? And they throw it. And have you ever noticed? As long as we up top, they can throw all the hate they want, right? But it's when we come down to their level, right? And then when they throw something, everybody hit us and it hurts, right? So as long as we stay on our perch, we okay. It's okay, you know, because they keep saying excuses after excuses after excuses and what we did in this century or this decade in the last 15 years. Excuse me. We on a sabbatical and we waiting on you guys to catch up. So there should be no excuses for you guys. If we've been sitting on the doggone balcony for 1995, since 1995, 1996, and you guys haven't caught up yet, right? And y'all complain about us complaining about the situation. Come on, man. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So my thing is, there's no room in our heart to hate those boys, right? We actually love them, right? We love for what they do. Sitting back, looking up at us, and that's just what it is. There's no room. There's really no competition when you think about it collectively. Come and see, Cowboys all-time record. Let me type this in. Versus the Giants. Let's see where we are. Let's see where we stand at with that. We are literally, let me see if I can pull this up so everybody can see. Oh, okay, Cowboys all-time record. Cowboys versus Giants all-time record. That says 73-47. Let me repeat. That says 73-47. Can y'all see with y'all natural eyes? Oh, okay. And then let's look over here. Okay. All right. So, yes, the Cowboys' largest victory versus the Giants, 52-7, right? 52-7. So, how can we hate on them? We have no room to hate on them. I can't even figure out a way to even get mad at it. It's equivalent to somebody who's born, in 1995, right? And someone's born today, and you're hating on the baby. It just won't work that way. All right, so for example, let me type this in. All right, Cowboys all-time record versus, let's see. Come on, let's slide over here. Before we get into this meat and potatoes, Washington, 76-48 and 2 ties. You know what I'm saying? So there's no room. There's no room for us to hate upon the Washington. Right. Let me know if I'm wrong. There's no room for us to hate. They should be congratulating, right? They should be congratulating. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's go to, let's see here, the last but not least, we're gonna keep them up there. We're gonna put them up there. All right, let's put in the Eagles. I hope somebody screen grabbed this. 73-55. They are the people that's closest, right? But they got a long way to go. So that's why I say, of course, people will argue with you and say, well, hey, it's been 30 years. Well, when you get to 5, let me know how easy it is for you to get to 6, right? Sometimes you can be getting mad at us. Put it like this. There's people right now watching saying, man, this dude's stuck in the 12th grade. He can't finish school. Hey, man, he ain't that smart. He's not that bright. Well, damn it, you still in the 4th grade. You got to catch up to the 12th grade. And the other person, hey, you in the 10th grade. Come on, man, you got to catch up. Then once you get to the 12th grade, you'll see how hard it is, right? It's hard out here. It's hard out here for a pimp, right? Shout out to you, East Camden, for perfect attendance, man. I appreciate you, bro. But those are the realities. Well, all right, so put it like this. Where am I wrong at? You know what I'm saying? And the straw man's argument, my guy, Bad Dog says, is that we haven't moved because of the quote unquote salary cap. Since they introduced the salary cap, the Cowboys haven't done anything. Well, that's fallacy, because if that's true, collectively, that means that you guys should surpass us if we can't do anything since we had the salary cap. That means that those numbers should be inflated. That means that you guys should be able to trump us and pass us in every single category. You guys should have 8 Super Bowls. You guys should have 10 Super Bowls. You guys should have more than what you have. If that's the case in a scenario, baby. But it's not. So at the end of the day, the truth and the reality of it, in the last 27 years, we only really had one real coach outside of Mike McCarthy, and that was Bill Parcells, right? He took what he had off of a 5-11 team, right, and still was able to produce and get those boys to the playoffs, right, with Quincy Carter, right? And then from Quincy Carter, he went and got Vinny Testaverde up in his mug, right? Drew Bledsoe, and then we stumbled upon Tony Romo. So when people tell half of the story, It equals a falsality. You know what I'm saying? It's not the realism of it, right? So we're not complaining over here, and we're not saying that, yeah, we didn't have any weapons over here. We didn't have a good take. But for the spoonful of years that the Giants had Jason Garrett as their offensive coordinator, those boys averaged 17 points a game. Let that sink in. We just now getting rid of Jason Garrett product. Just this year. We had literally the same offense since 2007. Literally. The same concepts and principles of our offense. Technically, one can argue that the concepts of running the ball with Jason Garrett was a little bit better than what we've seen out of Kellen Moore. Right? So when we start talking about the shortcomings of just when 2016 to now, we got to add in the complete picture for 4 years. For 4 years, we had Jason Garrett. And then our solution to getting rid of Jason Garrett is to hire his son as the offensive coordinator. It's fallacy. Yeah, JT. Yeah, fallacy. I'm talking fast. Jay Recruiter says Cowboys need to target home field advantage. Home field will go to the Super Bowl. And I'm predicting, I don't know why I cut off, but I'm predicting, hold on. I'm predicting a regular season 13-4. Yeah. That's my prediction too. We on the same page. Bro. We on the same page. Yes, indeed. So when we tell these things and we say these things, Cowboys haven't done anything in XYZ in 27 years. I promise you got to put into the fact that this particular team decided to say, okay, for 13 of those 27 years, we're going to roll with Jason Garrett. Oh, and for another, how many years my guy Dave Campo was here? 5-11, 5-11, 5-11. I think that Kobe in the chat or Steven Nelson could probably did better than 5-11. And no shade at my guy Dave Campo. You know, he was a real good guy. So when we talk about those things, yes, I would love to have home field advantage. I would love to. But let's get into the conversational piece about, dare I say, Jerry Jones.
Enough injury to impact him Monday.
Okay, so as of right now, there's no reason to think that he is not available for Week 1.
Other than the fact that he had to leave practice. But nothing that we've evaluated keeps him out of it at this point.
Jerry, you paid Terrence Steele, what is that now, 4 guys in the last month or so that have gotten new contracts. Is that kind of testament to saying how close you think you guys really are?
Well, I think it's a real statement for individually. I could spend time talking about each one of them, but Steele is a triumph in this sense. We really developed him. He's a free agent coming in out of Texas Tech. Texas Tech has not been one of the areas you think about developing an offensive lineman simply because you think of them more as a team that doesn't run block as much. Now, that's changed from the days of the Holmes and that area, but still, an offensive lineman coming out, a free agent, and then turn around and have him come in and evolve right before your eyes and be really one of the top offensive tackles. Got position flex with him, and then to see him overcome his setback on his injury and then recover from that. All of that weighs in how good we felt about giving him that kind of money. But again, I think at every juncture where we've had a chance to take these younger guys and get them in line with years to come, we're doing it, and that definitely says that we think they're cornerstones.
Jerry, before they go into this, man, shout out to Terrence Steele. We gave him a lot of heat over here on these platforms, and especially for the 2020 season. One can argue the play that Dak Prescott, broke his ankle or what have you, pressure peeled off on the Terrence Steele side, flushed Dak Prescott to the left side of the field. He ran upfield for about 30 yards or such, and then Ryan made the tackle there by jumping on his back and doing the old hog tie thing. So we can all look back at that. But I'm not saying that Terrence Steele was the reason why, but that goes to show you that that's how important football is when you have guys with talent and skill sets to look back at this. And I don't want to do the butterfly effect or what have you. Well, it was destined for that to happen, unfortunately, right? And Terrence Steele also in 2020, he looked terrible. He did. There's no rhyme or reasons of saying not. But you have to understand growing pains, and he went through that. And if you look at the final, I would say the last 4 games in 2020, he stood tall. He got his mindset together. He got his his push off great, and then his kick slide was great. His punch and delivery was better, and he got settled down. It's hard to go from undrafted rookie to be thrown into the fire, right, and pledge that process, and then all of a sudden you look back at it and then you say, man. But what happened in 2020 after that season, I would say the off season, who remember the whole situation where is La'el Collins, he got overweight, the pandemic was still happening. Also, in 2021, that offseason, I'm talking about that offseason, La'el Collins had got into a car wreck. But on the flip side, the dude Terrence Steele that all of us was calling, well, most of us, it was only like 1 or 2 real diehard Terrence Steele fans out there from Texas Tech. If you hear in the chat, let me know and I'll shout you out. But there was a movement. He won like the reward of most worked out, or the most achievement of hitting this weight, hitting this benchmark, and all of that stuff. And he had a hell of an offseason campaign. And the other guy was one of the guys that La'el Collins thought he could just roll out of the bed eating oodles and noodles and get in there and make things happen. But it didn't work for him, right? So to make a long story short, this dude been locked in, lasered in, focused in, and he's looking back at this moment and saying, hey, I ain't going to let this opportunity drop. And then the Cowboys, it was a great divide with the right tackle, because people believe that just because you pay a person money, you got to start them in these sorts of things. And La'el Collins, they start playing musical chairs. But, there was a few that did some film analysis, and when running to the right, the running back, Ezekiel Elliott, was averaging 5.5 yards per run, close to damn near close to 6 yards per run when he ran to the right. And we were sitting there like, hey, what's going on with that? Just run the ball on Terrence Steele's side, But they played musical chairs with it, and they put La'el Collins in, and they're kind of thrown off the confidence. And we did an episode whereas I got a chance to talk to Duke, and he said that basically putting Terrence Steele on the left side would be an epic mistake. Cowboys didn't listen, and they put him on the left side. Epic mistake. But neither here nor there. Cowboy Nation, Terrence Steele is here to stay. The Cowboys did a great thing of paying the man, and we can see the explosiveness, the get off is there too, as far as with him working with Duke Manyweather, and it's there. He don't have no brace on his leg, and we see that, pop, get upfield, and make something happen. Now, of course, people gonna look. He got tiny legs. That's just how he built. He can't help how he's built, right? Shout out to the man. He just skipped leg day a couple days. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Dak's cap number next year is $59 million. Is that something that you guys will continue to discuss during the season, or will you table talks as soon as the year starts officially after week 1?
Well, I know you're implying on discussion. Those numbers on those contracts, those types of numbers, especially the big ones, you live with constantly. That's always on your mind. There's never a time when it goes away, because you've got to make the entire thing fit. And so it's on the mind on a player decision in the middle of the year. And so it's just a fundamental. We expect Dak to be with us a long time. And, we're always working to around it with several machinations of numbers that would work. It's a moving target because you don't know where you are on any given day, for sure, with a salary that you want to have on the books in the future, such as something you might want to be doing with a CD Lamb, or I know our fans need some points to start from here, but those contracts you have to kind of assume that you're going to have in place at some number, knowing that that's not going to be exact until you get it negotiated. But again, that's long-winded, but it just is constantly on your mind. It's just a part of your makeup.
Now, we talked about Dak Prescott contract every day, basically. Every single day we talk about Dak Prescott contract. Now, the earlier you get in front of it, the better we can just move on from it, And I would say here that the Cowboys, they're going over their due diligence and they're doing that thing, right? It's a different world. Joe Burrow's, his contract not even finalized, right? Who else out there that contract is due and it's not even finalized, but it's not going to be talked about until this particular level of Dak Prescott contract, right? And I'm quite sure if the Cowboys are wise that they should get in front of this. Now, I'm seeing a lot of people talking about Chris Jones, right? And shout out to Chris Jones, but I know he's looking to break the bank, and he's the interior defensive lineman for the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs don't owe nobody nothing, right? They would get rid of him in a heartbeat. So it is what it is. They'll figure out a way, and the Chiefs are the Chiefs. They can do that. They can flex that a little bit, In the last 5 years, they got 2 rings, so they can flex that just a little bit. But for the Cowboys, we got to figure this out, So that's just what it is. Tua contract, I see Edmund, and who else is? I know Joe Burrow's contract is going to be crazy, and the best way to get around this is going ahead and pay the man. If not, if you go into this season, I would say they'll be biting their fingers, because around week 6 or right before the bye, you'll be like, dog, I need to go ahead and pay this man, because everything is already set up for greatness, right? Everything is set up for that. And here's the other truth of it all. I talked to most of you guys about this team. And if it's not for technicalities, this team is going to the playoffs, right? I mean, let's be real. Let's go all the way back. 2016, playoffs. 2017, if it wasn't for technicalities, right, we were 9-7. 9-7 that year. And if Roger Goodell never took his personal attack to the Cowboys and suspended an innocent man who never been arrested, right? And we've seen people who were arrested, never got suspended, but that's a whole nother story. You can literally say that we were at least a +2 win game in that particular year, right? So we went 9-7 2017. 2018, we made it to the playoff, won a playoff game. 2019, 8-8 Cowboys. Due to technicalities of unforeseeable things with fumble calls and stuff like that, foolish calls and stuff like that, the Cowboys are a team that's fighting to get into the playoffs. 2020 hit. Yes, injuries occurred. But don't you guys know that we were only a game off from making it to the playoff that year? Think about it. I think the Washington team won the division with 7 wins. We had 6 wins that year, right? Technicalities. And then we move to 2021, of course, 12-5, 2022, of course, 12-5. So I'm looking at this thing for the 2023 season. We by far a better team than what we were in the last 2 seasons. One can argue in the last 4 seasons, we are a better team with now a better coaching staff. And I don't give a dog what anybody say about the passing game and when to pass and when not to pass. This should be a higher upside for us now. We got wisdom in the room. Don't you know what wisdom is? It's the collections of experiences. And as much as we can look back and forward at Kellen Moore, shout out to him. He's a very probably smart guy. But he don't have the experiences plus the wisdom. So that's just what it is. So I truly believe that this Cowboys is heading into the right direction.
So we're talking with Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones here on 105 Through the Fan. So Jerry, the way you say it then, that like, there's something that's constantly on your mind. If CD or Dak, those two that you talked about there, if they wanted to if they wanted to have discussions about a potential deal, you wouldn't just say, well, we started the year so we're off. Like, you would still be open to those discussions once the year starts?
Absolutely. At any time. And it may be a better time for them to get to a point where they can make a decision. We all have, I know I do, have times that I get up and I feel like locking something down that may be a loose end, and if I get a chance to, well, I'll do it. Well, that should sound flexible, because it is. It's a moving part. And, of course, we deal, the real life situation is that we deal with injury, and we deal with appreciating and depreciating talent levels. It goes up and down. And it happens there right before your eyes. It can happen during a season. And so how you start a season off is not how you end up a season with a short-term and long-term look either.
True.
Brian Schottenheimer has taken over for Kellen Moore this year as the offensive coordinator. Mike McCarthy is going to be calling plays, something he seems really excited about. The offense over the last 4 years had been one of the most successful in the NFL with Kellen calling plays. So what would you have to see from the offense this year to consider that the change was a success?
I'd like to see better protections with our quarterback. That can come about through his own footwork. That can come about through his own release, how quick he releases the ball, get the ball out. That can come about through the design of the passing game, have it to where the thing gets probably is not as drawn out, and where you can place the ball where you can, not necessarily you will, but where you can place it. Those things I'd like to see on the protections. I'd probably like to see a little tighter front. Those are called splits. Sometimes that's there, sometimes it isn't. An adjustment in the splits. That affects the running game. The running game, we've actually, as has been pointed out, we've had great numbers of carries, numbers of attempts in the running game throughout Kellen Moore's time. But maybe how and when that comes.
Now, Jerry, man, let me just help you out a little bit. We were sixth in rushing last year. I think we were fourth in the amount of attempts, if my memory served me correct. And it was the nature in how we ran, right? The reasons of why we would do a certain play. And those things were a situation that we can look back on and say, can we improve on this? Can we run with a purpose? On quarters defense, what do you do on that? You don't throw into the teeth of that. You run that ball until they get out of it, right? Now, of course, you can say we do what we do best, right, and throw into the teeth of that. But 9 times out of 10, if you're throwing it into crowded areas, right, ball can get batted, ball can get tipped at the line, ball can bounce off fingertips. The ball can be behind the wide receiver, right? Or it could be a misplaced ball altogether, right? And there are more things that can happen for you. And when you have people in crowded spaces, 9 times out of 10, it's going to get picked off or batted away. Now, the Cowboys' average yards of separation last year, we were ranked 29th in the National Football League. Damn near at the bottom, right? And with the characters of wide receivers we had, that should be not the case nor the scenario. We should have been creating more creative designs for CeeDee Lamb. Hey, we got another guy that's a 4.29 speed, Kevontae Turpin. Even if you say, hey, dog, man, I'm going to use you on a decoy. We got 4 quarters. Hey, every quarter, At least once a quarter, we're going to send you on a 9. You wear number 9. Hey, I want Dak Prescott to say 9. Go 9. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep the defense honest, right? So they won't roll coverage, so they won't sit on certain routes, and they won't pick off certain things. Even if you do that. Now, I'm looking at this offense, and we were out there at Oxnard. They're going to do some attack modes type of stuff. And they're going to be some deep overs. There's going to be some deep crossers. There's going to be your intermediate. Hey, I like the way my guy, A to Z Sports Dallas, Skywalker, say, hey, touchdown to check down, right? If the touchdown is not there, there's nothing wrong with hitting little Deuce in the flat, right? And the flat shoot, Deuce going to get busy with it. You're going to be like, hey, man, you can't hit what you can't see. So those are type of things that we look for. And I want somebody, this coach that we playing against this weekend, he loved to blitz. Can somebody pull up what Dak Prescott do against the blitz? He can get busy. That's one thing he's good at. If anybody want to hate at him, he's really good against the blitz. So you blitz the man, you send the house, hey, you better make sure that somebody is over the top on Brandon Cooks. You better make sure that somebody is there for my guy CeeDee Lamb. Pick your poisons, and that's just what we're going to do. Yeah, check down to Hunter. Hunter going to make somebody, he going to drop that shoulder on him. 40 ounce going to give it to him, right? Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's listen to more what he have to say.
The emphasis on the running game is going to be the difference. But I see the use of what Kellen has. These guys are of course, products, especially Dak. He's never had a year when he didn't have Kellen Moore with him in the pros, either as a teammate or as a coach. And so he got a lot from that. He got a lot. And so the great news is that Matt McCarty came in. He got Dak kept working with Kellen. It was influenced by Mike even then when Mike McCarthy first came in. But all of that, I think, creates a really great base of having Mike McCarthy step up and call the plays. And, of course, there's an old saying, if you're going to install, you make the call. You don't call if you don't install. And, of course, he's got his hands right in the middle of the install. Mike.
Jerry Jones joined us here on 105.3 The Fan. You are the eternal optimist, one of the most optimistic people that we know. Right. Tell the Cowboy fan that's been kind of depressed lately, great seasons, and then they fall short in the playoffs, why this year is different.
Well, I would we've had years that we should have gone further in the playoffs with the kind of team, the quality of team we had. But that's not much solace when we say it. But we've had those years.
That catch right there was sick.
I want a team that
although he was out of bounds,
play at the level that give us a chance, like maybe 5 or 6 teams that I've been a part of that have not been successful in the playoffs. But I want a team that can reach that level of competition. I think we've got that. And then it means so much to have the whole thing come together in the playoffs when you've got a team like that and raise its level of competitiveness or raise its level of execution, raise its level of intensity, and play playoff football. That's what I want.
Shout out to Jerry Jones on playing playoff football. We have dropped the ball for multiple years in the playoffs when we made it there. The last 2 seasons in this playoff, right, been terrible for us, especially the leader of the team, Dak Prescott. He haven't had his best showcasing. The previous years in 16 and 18, when we made it to the playoffs, we were looking at it like, yeah, this young kid is balling, right? The defense. Like, the defense kind of let us down in those games, right? I mean, we were on our way. We beat down the doggone Sea Chickens, right? Well, we had some plays, and Dak played heroic. And then the following week, there's a guy by the name of C.J. Anderson. I think he's still running through Dallas, right? So the defense let us down in those games. And then when we look back at the last 2 seasons, of us going to the playoffs, the offense laid an egg, and primarily the X been on Dak Prescott, right? And we can go back and forth talking about experiences and playoff callings and things like that. That moment just wasn't enough for this team, especially getting things going. We kind of shrink, right? We want to at least get into the 20s when we get into these playoffs games. Glenn Capers says the only option route I want to see this year is with running backs coming out of the backfield on the shallow over the middle. Those should be money. This is from my guy Glenn Capers. Normally option routes are germane to running backs and tight ends, right? Because naturally, we do these drill all the time. Linebacker on running back, right? You're supposed to expose the ability to flip your hips, move to a certain space on the field, right? And get open, right? And then on top of that, linebacker versus tight ends, right? If you got the top of the route there, and you can stem off into a post, or you can stem off into a hook route, or you can come back to the ball. Those things, normally you body out the linebacker and you catch that ball. Kellen Moore came up with a brilliant idea that, hey, everybody run options, right? Everybody, you get an option. Hey, man, I'm the water boy. Hey, you get an option too. You know what I'm saying? Paper or plastic, you just get those options over here. And that's just how it goes, unfortunately. And good that it be that we don't have to worry about that anymore, right? So those are the realities of it. I got a chance to also, and let me just share this, and you guys can listen to the rest of that interview on 105.3 The Fan. Shout out to you, Sheila. Thank you so much. There's the link right there to 105.3 The Fan. The interview is about 25 minutes long, and you guys can check out that entirety of an interview with Jerry Jones and things, man. I think he did a great job of pointing out things and getting things going. I like the way he went over even the Tyler Smith situation. They're waiting on an MRI for those who worried about Tyler Smith. Here's my only thing. Normally, as a guard, Hammy's not going to put you out like that, right? And we would know more. Today's rest day, right? And as long as he's doing his salt bath, his cold water therapy, and wraps and stuff like that, he should be good to go. Should be. That's the operative word. Now, if it's a torn hamstring, now we're talking about 3 or 4 weeks or beyond, right? But I think it's just a slight minor pull, and they're doing an MRI. They're going to look at it, and they're going to look over everything, and then they're going to see whether or not he'll be good to go against Dexter Lawrence and Williams and all of those big boys down in there, All right, so, y'all know y'all hear this. Yeah, y'all know I'm finna play something, right? When you hear that, yeah, the mind of law, deep things, the safe room. Let's listen to this right here.
I just need them to stay healthy.
I think they're underrated.
Yeah.
Because when you look at it, like Michael said, if they are healthy across the board, if they can stay healthy 14 of the 17 games, I think they do well. Okay? I think they will do well. When you talk about
Health.
Tyron Smith and Tyler Smith in Big Adish, in Zach Martin, and Terrence.
Hold on, Keys. Wait a minute. Keys. Come on, Keyshawn. He said Tyler Smith in a bigger dish, What's a bigger dish, right? Come on, man. Tyler, be honest. Hey, man, that take the cake right there, baby. Hey, all I ask. Yeah, you ain't lying. Come on, man.
All I ask.
Let me play that one more time.
You got to think that the scheme and the things that they do within the scheme protects the quarterback. Last year, well, okay? I think they will do well. When you talk about Tyron Smith and Tyler Smith in Big Adish.
All I ask.
Oh, man, that word messed him up, right? That word got some kung fu karate on him, Hey, that word got him thinking about playing at Pelican Bay.
All I ask.
Come on, Keys. I got keys from overseas.
You talk about Tyron Smith and Tyler Smith in Bigger Dish, and Zach Martin and Terrence.
I wish I could show y'all. I wish I could show y'all the audio. I mean the visual. That joker said you got Tyler Smith in a. He wanted to say Tyler again, but he tried to take it all the way. He said, "A bigger dish." Oh my God! You know what that word did to him? This is what that word did to him. You know that word tore him up, man. That word was like Ray Lewis coming across the middle, and he catching a slap pass.
In Bigger Dish, and Zach Martin and Terrence. You got to think that the scheme and the things that they do within the scheme protects the quarterback. Last year under Kellen Moore, when they was running the ball, they should have been throwing the ball. When they was throwing the ball, they should have been running the ball. This is why Mike McCarthy made the decision to say, you know what, I want to switch some things up because I want to do it a certain way.
The truth shall set you free, you know. Come on, man. You know, because, you know, we've been talking about this, man.
When you pray for rain, you got to deal with the mud, too.
We've been talking about this, and sometimes, you know, I say this all the time. Validation, write this down. Validation is only good for parking. But sometimes to the simple people out there, you got to hear it from someone who played in the National Football League, right? Because y'all take what we say over here, you know, as
all I ask.
You know, y'all don't really take it really seriously, you know. But now when you see someone like Kay say it, now y'all sitting like, eating your oodles and noodles. That new media guy, that new media guy is on point to the degree that Key's been listening to me. God dog it.
All I ask.
That's where he get it from. He got it from new media. He's been listening to Law Nation. That's how he got the answer to the bigger dish. Come on.
Right. Because it helps not only our defense, it also helps our offensive line from putting them in harm's way.
Mike McCarthy takes over. It's not that they were not putting up points.
Appreciate you, Double R. Appreciate you, Double R. Thank you so much, man. Oh, my bad. I stopped the audio. Here you go.
I think they're underrated. In Terrence, you got to think that the scheme and the things that they do within the scheme protects the quarterback. Last year under Kellen Moore, when they was running the ball, they should have been throwing the ball. When they was throwing the ball, they should have been running the ball. This is why Mike McCarthy made a decision to say, you know what, I want to switch some things up because I want to do it a certain way. Okay. Because it helps not only our defense, it also helps our offensive line from putting them in harm's way.
Mike McCarthy takes over. It's not that they were not putting up points. No. He knows that. When I said we need a great running season, Mike McCarthy is going to say, when we get up and we put up 30 points.
That's what I've been speaking of.
Slow this game down.
When you are running when we're supposed to be throwing and throwing we're supposed to be running, we can't have that.
But you know
can't have it.
You do it. Now, Mike McCarthy is a head coach. He's saying, I ain't got to try to audition for a head coach.
Absolutely.
I can run the ball.
Absolutely.
Hey.
Come on, baby.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Did they shoot this today or did they shoot this yesterday? Because Law Nation just said that 2 days ago. The great thing about Mike McCarthy is, and Schottenheimer, I'll throw him into the mix, they ain't really looking for another job. They ain't trying to run up the scores and everything. They just trying to win, baby.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Playmaker, cut me that check, baby. Cut me that check. Come on, man.
You want to talk about a playmaker? That's a playmaker. He made the play.
Yes, indeed. Law, it's so hot in Texas because even Shay said he was defending Dak on one take today because, you know, Papa, peach, right? Peaches, you know. Here's the thing. On a bigger dish, you know, that this is the thing. That those two guys going to have to go find ways to go back and forth with each other. right? So when a Cowboys topic is up, you got both of the two most toxic Cowboys guys on that stage, right, that go against the Cowboys. You got them in the same room at the same time. So they're going to have to find a way to be, the antagonist when they talk about that type of stuff, right? So that's just what's going to happen, bro. This is going to happen. So we're going to hear a lot of what we call it, what my guy, Boss Cowboy Sports say, wee-woo. We're going to hear a lot of wee-woo this year. We're going to hear a lot of wee-woo on the Stephen A. Smith show. We is.
Come on. Kellen Moore was offensive coordinator. Offensive coordinator, I want them auditioning for head coaching job. That means they're going to throw me the football. That's what I want. So you know what I mean? I understand Kellen Moore's issue. I'm not mad at him. I just want Mike McCarthy to do what he's supposed to do.
You cannot win that way, though, Skip. Everybody says, well, like Michael said, they were scoring and they was in a high-flying octane offense. But on 3rd and 3, as a head coach looks down, he goes, give me your best third down play, and the dude throws the ball. So you're putting the quarterback in harm's way. You can just turn around and run the ball.
No doubt. And what really would have slam dunked it if he said 2nd and 2, right? The Cowboys go empty. Empty. Shame on the offensive coordinator. Shame on Dak, too, since those, hey, he never blamed Dak. Shame on him. Shame. Put the shame button on both of them, Put the shame button on everybody.
Shame. Shame.
Shoot.
Shame.
And shame on y'all if you play like that on Madden.
Shame.
If you play it like that on Madden, it's 2nd and 2, and you're going to go empty, and then you see me in zone cover defense. Shame on you, right? I'm giving you the first down. I'm giving you 2 yards. To play zone, my guys got to be 5 to 7 yards off. I'm only got 4 down. You know what I'm saying? Sure, you can just do a pitch toss. I'm giving it to you. I'm playing basically prevent defense. And I'm trying to prevent you to throw the ball. And the Cowboys looking at this like last year, like, oh, yeah, let's throw the ball. Like, dude, come on, who do that, right? I would have said, Wyatt Eddie. Kill. Come back in, We're gonna go power slam. I'm gonna slam right inside. Yeah, I know Tony Pollard just got hurt, but to even get Ezekiel Elliott going, it would have been better to even run it with him. That makes more sense, right? But for us to try to make sense out of it, it's hard, right? It's flat out hard. It is. And that's just how it goes. Appreciate everybody for your super chats. Thank y'all for your support. But with that being said, here's what we got here. Rain Dakota Prescott. His passer rating is 99.4 with 3,147 yards, 23 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and 12 games versus the Giants in his career, according to StatMuse. And we got to face against those Giants. Dak Prescott is 10-2 versus those Giants. He is also with the ability. I'm gonna have to go play this record. Hold on. Where I got it at? Y'all bear with me. I'm gonna pull it up because it was on my Twitter. We'll open up the phone lines in a few. It's 1:00. Appreciate y'all so much. All right. My guy, let me just play this. No, I'll get back to my guy, Cole Cowboy. Appreciate him. He look, I encourage y'all once again to leave Philadelphia Eagles content creators and their fans alone. Leave them alone. But I want to see what they talk about. I'm being nosy now.
Who has the best hands, you or AJ Brown?
Best hands, me and him. Mm-hmm. I like me. Me.
Route running.
He got that.
Me. Change of direction.
Oh, that's me for sure.
I'll say him. He's a little smaller.
Has the best.
Okay, so okay, that's what that is, Cole. Appreciate you, man, for sharing this. He says y'all play the Patriots week 1. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes. That's how it goes. And thinking of that, it got me to this point right here. They ragging on me for what I say. Y'all know I'm the guy that always give analogies, and sometimes analogies can go over the head, right? It can go over the head, and just so that they won't rag me so much, man. Here's what I said about this on the Super Friends show, and shout out to the Super Friends. We almost at 5,000 subscribers already. We just started the show. Last week, we had 5,000 subscribers, so and people, sponsors, hurry up and get on in there. They knocking at the door, because what we did was we compiled all of our information, our knowledge together, and joined a brand new YouTube page with just us four. And they ragging on me for what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Listen to what these boys say.
Hey, gang, and he's
what I said.
I'm gonna say this. We had blue balls. We had blue ball. He had blue balls and shoulder thumb. It's always something with the guy.
The 49ers is a very brutal, physical. I was talking to my brother the other day. They got 6 running backs and 5 tight ends. That means that they were all about physicality. They all about bruising. So the Niners are going to soften up those doggone Eagles real good. Tenderize that Philly meat real good.
Tenderize that Philly meat real good.
He got me.
Tenderize that Philly meat real good.
Pause. But they're going to make sure.
I put pause in there.
Hey, yo. Wait a minute.
Can we get a pause? Where Boosie at? Bring Boosie in.
Pause right there.
Hey, bring Boosie in. Come on, man.
I got you. Come on, man, myself, man.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Hey, man.
Come on, man.
You talking about tenderizing somebody's meat?
Wait a minute.
They minds in the gutter,
it's
man.
Gonna be just right. We're gonna be just right for my boys, man. Just stick it to y'all. So it's gonna be. I can't save myself from this, but I'm gonna say this: what the Cowboys gonna come out with a dub.
Cowboys gonna win, man. Hey, for context, see things without context, you won't get the full picture. Y'all know you got some meat. You want to tenderize it, make it tender and soft. You know what I'm saying? You got to beat it down. You got to poke holes in it. You got to do all of that. And what I'm saying is, I put pause in there. I did. I put a pause in there. Patrice says, "Hey, Law Nation and Cowboy Nation, let's go. Let's go. Come on, I got you, baby. I got you. You know, I got you right here. Let's go. Come on, Parson, you say it.
Let's go, man! Let's go!
For context, you know, and I know we don't play those Eagles till week 9, but since Louis T wanted, see, I know what Louis was trying to do. You know, he got a little salty about me talking about Sam Howell. You know what I'm saying? But what I said what I said, basically, you know. And on top of that, I encourage you guys to, breaking news, Chiefs head coach says Travis Kelce hyperextended his knee today. Ooh, so he'll be out for multiple weeks. But that's a whole other story, but I got that breaking news. But people fail to realize that when you play against the 49ers, the team, the very next week after you played the 49ers, are 1-12. 1-12. So that's a brutal schedule. You know, I think the Eagles got Chiefs, Bills, 49ers, and then us. And all I'm saying is that the Niners are going to tenderize that Eagles meat, right? They're going to make it real tender and soft. You know, I was thinking from a bird perspective. You know, I wasn't thinking about from a human perspective. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about turkeys and stuff like that. So that's what I meant to say, you know, and that is, I put pause in there, though. I put pause in there. So y'all get your minds out the gutter. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be right for us. Let's go.
Let's go, man!
Let's go.
Let's go!
Appreciate y'all, man. Let's open up this phone line. Come on, man. Yeah, it's a
call my phone, hit my line.
Come on. 657-390-7391. That's what it is, baby. Only the ones that are down for me. Y'all give it what I'm saying. Come on. Some of y'all don't know how to cook, huh? We cooking this year. We flat out cooking this year. Ain't this right, Mary Lon? Ain't this right, Jay Worthy? Ain't this right, Too Broke to Pay Attention? Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Jay Lombardi, Gina with the J. Appreciate you. I got the 703. You're live on the Nation. Turn your radio down. Turn your radio down. You got me live on the background, but you're live here. Talk to me. Oh, well. Okay, they ran off. I got my guy from the 214. I know he ain't going to run off. I got Darius live on the Nation.
You better believe it, buddy. Hey, check this out.
Yeah.
Here we are. We here now, baby.
Yeah, we here now.
All excuses will be put to rest. All the arguments me and you been having about
Mike McCarthy.
Hey, Mike McCarthy, it's time to put up or shut up. Like, he don't get no excuses this year.
I'm running out of them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to pin you against the corner, man, and around by week 5, week 6, and say, hey, are you team Mike McCarthy? Because by that time frame, if things are going the way it's supposed to go, around week 5, week 6, and we doing the thing, I want you to call in and be like, yeah, dog, you know. I'm team
That's
Mike.
cool. Please do that. Please do that, because you better damn sure believe. If I start seeing that bullshit, I'm gonna call you and be like, "Law, what happened?"
Oh my gosh, man!
But the real judgment is gonna be made in the playoffs.
True.
Because that's the only thing I'm asking for. If we brought Mike McCarthy in here to get because he has a Super Bowl ring, that every time I bring up Mike McCarthy, he's won a Super Bowl. He's actually won a Super Bowl. Like, I didn't fucking know that. No shit.
Right.
But he ain't won what y'all claim Mike McCarthy ring more than the damn Packers do.
Here's what we got, Darius. Here's what we got though, bro. He's a way better upgrade than what we had. And that's why we're looking back at that, you know. Like, hey, man, he at least got a ring, because what we had out of Jason Garrett, man, I know you don't want to go back to Jason Garrett era, right?
No. See, of course not. But see what you do is lie, and I wasn't even talking about you in that sense. But now I'm on to what you're talking about. What you do is, as long as they better than Jason Garrett, we good. I'm not good with that. I'm just not. If we brought him in here to win the Super Bowl and he ain't made it to the NFC Championship, I'm not, like, that's a problem for me, because there were better head coaches that were available that's gotten their team to the Super Bowl when we first picked them up. And if he ain't at least gotten to the NFC Championship, that's a problem for me.
Who did you want? Who do you want? Because remember when that coaching thing, I'm glad they didn't go with who I wanted. Remember, I was like, Urban Meyer, man, you get Urban Meyer in here, you know what I'm saying? So I fell on the sword for that. And remember, year 1, I wasn't even team Mike. But after everything, the smoke settled, it took me right around, I would say, week 14, 2021, I start thinking like, yeah, man, Mike finding ways to win games. And last year I only got mad at him after the Packers game. Right? So what coach do you think would have been a better option than Mike McCarthy so far?
Me personally, I would have taken Sean Payton. Me personally, but at that time he wasn't available. But I'm saying, and then this other, I ain't gonna mention the other one because I already know that's gonna lead us off in the deep end. As soon as I mention the head coach that I'm thinking about, that's gonna turn into some whole other shit. So I ain't even gonna mention that. But
who did you want it though, man? Come on, man. This Law Nation sports, man.
I just said I would prefer Sean Payton, me personally.
Okay, but outside of Sean Payton, because he wasn't available, you know. So who do you want? Come on, man. Come on.
I don't have the answer for that.
Wait a minute. Now hold on, man. Come on, man. You know, that's a hard situation to be in, baby. Come on, man. You're supposed to be able to say, all right, cool. I don't like Mike McCarthy, but here's my choices. Here's my options. But then you say, hey,
options now.
Who is your options or option?
After this season, my option is Dan Quinn, number one, and then I'll
rock with that.
You know what? This is what I do for you.
I'll rock with that.
This is what I do for you. My number one option right now would be Dan Quinn, number one, because I wouldn't want Dan Quinn to go anywhere else. Because at least if we keep him as a head coach, he can still instill the philosophy when it comes to the defense. If he just leaves altogether, what other defensive coordinator are we going to get that's going to be comparable to Dan Quinn? He's not going to get that.
So,
you know what I mean?
who will be your offensive coordinator? Who Dan Quinn picks out?
Exactly. And the reason why I say that is because remember, Kyle Shanahan came from he was working with Dan Quinn when they was in Atlanta.
Right.
I trust not only Dan Quinn's eye for talent when it comes to a football player, but his coaching staff. Me personally, he has an eye for talent. Period.
All right, man. Okay. Make your case. I'm gonna let you go, bro. Let you go before this.
Okay, cool. So my whole thing is okay, cool. So this year, it ain't no more excuses for Mike McCarthy. And I know you always say, people don't take into account the Dave Campos, the Jason Garrett's, the Chan Galeys.
The Chan Galeys. Yeah. Oh, you have. Okay.
I am taking that.
And so far, Mike McCarthy got a better track record than all of them. One can argue that it's shoulder to shoulders with Bill Parcells. What can argue that?
That sounds good. That's cute. But we brought him in for a Super Bowl. He hasn't yet to make it to an NFC championship. So I'm taking all of it because I know that's the same thing you're going to tell me. As soon as I get off the phone, that's exactly what you're going to say. But I'm telling you, I am taking that into account. But also when I'm taking into account, Mike McCarthy has a clean slate. As a head coach, you get 3 to 4 years. You get 3 to 4 years to at least make it to a conference championship game. And that right there, my friends, that's when you will know if you have a good head coach or not a good head coach. Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, Jim Harbaugh, they all did that within 3 to 4 years.
Well, hey, this year gonna be the year, man. Appreciate you, Darius, for calling in, though. You had me worried for a second, bro. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much, man. Darius had me worried, man. It's kind of like asking the lady, hey, she said, I'm hungry. I want to go out to eat. Okay. All right. I'm in the car. I got my outfit on. And then I'm telling her, hey, where are we going? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like the last restaurant you took me to. And I said, yeah, okay. So, hey, where you want to go now? I don't know. So you got to be precise, with who you want and what you want to do, and what you want. You seafood, what you want, steak? Well, we want shrimp and lobster, what you want, I don't know. Well, we could have stayed at the house and ate kale, Come on. So that's just how that goes too. So when we talk about coaches, just make sure we know what we want, right? Come on, y'all in the chat, y'all get me, right? Somebody throwing tomatoes and oranges, man. All right, I got my guy Mike Sanders, man. I know Mike, where you at?
Yeah, what's going on, Law?
Nothing to it, man.
What's going on, bro?
What's good?
Man, I got a quick response because I called in as soon as I heard Darius talking just now, bro. Yo. First and foremost, I'm going to give you the coaches that were available that season when we picked up Mike McCarthy. The first one that you said, Urban Meyer, the guy that left the team.
Oh, my God.
And had them fly back to Florida out this while they lost in Ohio. The next one was Marvin Lewis.
Oh, wow.
This dude has never won a playoff game. Not one. Not one playoff game. And then the last guy was Mike McCarthy. Okay. So if you had to pick one of those 3 people out of a bucket, you're going to choose Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
Because we were through with Jason Garrett.
Yeah.
Remember, we were pissed off when Jason Garrett went 8-8, 8-8. We can't be pissed off at Mike McCarthy when he goes 12-5 and 12-5.
Yes, indeed.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
You can't say Sean Payton. Sean Payton was knee deep into the Saints at that time.
Right, he was.
He had a number 1 wide receiver called Michael Thomas at that time. He wasn't fitting to just leave that team and pick up and go at that moment.
No.
At that moment. So let's just retract what we got to say. I don't think. Imagine getting a job.
Hey, man.
Where you're under.
I know I was wrong on Urban Meyer. That joke.
I was wrong too.
I was wrong. I thought for sure I was envisioning like what Urban was doing at Ohio State. Zeke was there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I thought he was gonna bring that program. Urban was chasing the skirts and everything. Hey, you thought he was doing that in Jacksonville? Shoot, Dallas. Shoot, he go to Dallas. Shoot.
Urban Meyer, he more into them college girls, man. He over here cheating on his wife with college girls and shit like that. That's how you want it.
Yeah, that's the guy I wanted, man. I was like, but I didn't know he was doing all of that. And then he was cheating and everything else. He was doing a whole bunch of other stuff. So I like, all right,
He was just
cool.
doing a whole.
Yeah.
He was doing a bunch. And my last point.
Yeah.
Imagine having your underling, somebody that works under you, for your 3 first-year tenders at your job, calling all the shots. I'm talking about Kellen Moore. He's calling all the shots. You're taking all the heat for everything that he does. And then one of your last years of your contract at your job, your owner finally allows you to fire the underling that's been messing everything up, but you have to fix all his mistakes.
Yeah.
Up until now. So now we have to re-chew Dak's head because I brought up the Terrence Williams interview you guys did a long time ago.
Right.
And he was kind of like, he said Dak Prescott, he said Kellen Moore's head is in Dak Prescott. So he's kind of playing what he wants to play through Dak Prescott.
Right.
Because Dak Prescott got the body style type thing for him. So that's what you got to fix. Even though we know after this last preseason game that Dak is on is eye level with Mike McCarthy on what they want to do. But imagine that. That is not a fair job. And if we don't know how much control Mike McCarthy actually had, because Jerry Jones just got Trey Lance without telling folks, bro. You don't know what he could have did. But we gave Mike McCarthy all that heat. But that's all I wanted to say, because I thought that was ridiculous that we're just going to give Mike McCarthy this
Mike, here's my thoughts on all of this. Organically speaking, Dak Prescott would have grown to be who he is now before Kellen Moore entered into the scene. Now, I don't think that Kellen Moore might have helped in certain readings of the defense or what have you, but not from mechanics wise, because he's left-handed. Come on, man. And on top of that, organically, I think that Dak always was going to become who he is, right? And there was a peer-to-peer growth level between Dak Prescott and Kellen Moore, right? But when you are peer-to-peer, there's no extra incentives of Kellen Moore to teach him anymore because he had nothing to give him. He had nothing to give him, right? So
he stole his job.
He stole his job. So the moment we got a chance to see Dak Prescott increase a little bit was when they went and picked up a dude by the name of John Kitna. He was able to sit Dak Prescott down and say, damn it, when I tell you to throw it here, you go there. There's no way, I promise you, to this day, there's no way Kellen Moore told Dak Prescott, damn it, when I tell you to throw it this way, you throw it that way, right? Them boys, those brotherhoods, you know what I'm saying? They ain't going to talk to each other like that. I don't even think that Kellen Moore would yell, you know what I'm saying? He yell at his player for making the wrong mistake, right? Right. You overshot. Try not to. You know what I'm saying? Hey, give me some push-ups next time. He ain't going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Push-ups where? You know what I'm saying? Even if he try to do that, Dak says, shoot, I'll beat you out. Even if he did broke your leg, I got your job. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's kind of equivalent to somebody saying, I was with your woman. You know what I'm saying? Come on. You know what I'm saying? I took your lady out. I had her. I forgot this is a PG-13 show. But you know what I'm saying? But that's just what it is, dog. Let me get on up out of here, man. Appreciate you, Mike. Appreciate you, man.
All right, man. No problem, man. How about the Cowboys?
How about it, man? Oh, I forgot what show I was on, man. You know what I'm saying? I had her yelling my name. You know what I'm saying? The neighbors know my name, and I don't even stay there. You know, oh, my bad. I'm talking still too much, you know. But that's just how it goes, man. So now when you have somebody else that can walk into the room and say, hey, dog, hey, man, don't throw that ball again that way. It's 3 steps. Ball out, you know. Hey, I want you to throw an interception in practice. Those are the ways. Mary Lund says, calm down. Okay, I'm coming down, Mary. I'm coming down. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, those are the ways that you have to look into this thing collectively, you know. And the Cowboys just dismissed that. There's something about when you have that type of leadership coming in from a position of authority, right? There's 2 ways, you know. When you have in the house, the mom say, hey, go upstairs, go to bed, right? She may have to say it 3 or 4 times. When I say it, it's 1 time. Go upstairs, go to bed. You hear like the Flash. The Flash, ain't just right. Jay from Jersey, man, you live, man. Cowboy Jersey, man, you live. 862.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, let me go back to my man was talking about Big Mike. If I'm not mistaken, you can correct me on this. Jason Garrett, I think the last 3 or 4 years before he was actually dismissed from his position, I think he was 8-8, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right?
Facts.
Three in a row.
2019, 8-8.
Okay, so why are these people complaining about Big Mike? His pedigree and his record speak for itself. So they rather go out here and get somebody else because he's not meeting up to their standards. The guy won a Super Bowl. Okay, give him the opportunity. It's amazing to me how people want to beat up Mike, and they say, well, we should have got Sean Payton. Listen, we stuck with Big Mike because we're trying to get to the Super Bowl. If you look at Mike's record right now for Cowboys, I think he at least made the playoffs, 2 or 3 times now since he's been here?
He made it twice. He made it twice since he's been here, 2021 and 2022. Now, this is Darius' argument that we hired Mike McCarthy not just to make it to the playoffs. We hired him to get us to the Super Bowl. And I agree. This is what I agree with him. I agree with that. But here's where I disagree. If I'm going to hire you, what do you do for a living again, my guy? What you do for a living?
I retired. I used to drive the bus.
All right, so if I hire you to drive buses, right? I wouldn't just say, hey, well, I got these cars now that I want you to drive. Man, you be like, hey, well, my expertise, I can drive a car, but my job is to drive buses. You know what I'm saying? That's how I make my living. But now, I hire you and I want you to be riding the horses and stuff. You're like, no, that ain't what I do. But you would take the job, but you was under the impressions that you was going to drive buses, So that's what Jerry Jones did. They hired him to be the coach, but they said, hey, by the way, have you considered Kellen Moore? I think that he would be an extra additive. And then, hey, just like anybody else who wants the job, yeah, I consider him. Yeah, I'll take him because that's where you want me to really go. If you want to get the job, you're going to embellish a little bit. But go ahead.
I agree with you 100%. Also, with that being said, it's like you said, if I come in looking, give them the opportunity to do it. But that's still no reason for the guy to bash Mike because Mike didn't have full control of who he wanted. When we sit here and blame somebody else because the owner decided I want to have Poindexter as the offensive coordinator when I want Barney Fipes. You know what I'm saying? But I can't get Barney Fipes because the GM decided who he wants. So we can't beat Mike on that. Now we have an opportunity now to say, okay, Mike, do your thing. This is your year. Right. I expect for us to be in the NFC Championship this year. But like I said, this guy, no, he got it completely wrong. Because the bottom line, if I hire him for something and he wants somebody that he wants to be part of his party and I decide to bring somebody outside, he's going to say, okay, I'll do what I got to do. But is that right for me to bash him? That's where he got it wrong.
Yeah.
Give Mike the opportunity to do what he has to do. And then you can go ahead and say what you want to say. And, one other thing. People are so scared of us, Mr. Law, because they know what's about to come. It's to a point where you got to convince yourself that they're not going to do nothing this year.
Yeah.
I think they take more pills than they do at the CVS stores. I'm telling you.
Man, good call from you, Jay, man. I thank you, man. Hey, you 3 days in a row now, man. I appreciate you, dog.
I'm coming. I'm coming slowly. I'm getting there.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, fam. That's a good call from him.
But I appreciate you too.
Yes, indeed. Good call from him. And excuse me. I was just trying to use the storyline. I know some people, Mom, hey, she said one time you better go do it, right? And if not, then somebody said, hey, there will be a skillet, Ain't no shade at the moms, I know how it goes, when the mom say something, you do it. But 9 times out of 10, and sometimes moms have the power to just look at you. They look at you and you get oh, shoot, let me hurt me. That death stare or something, So all people coach differently, but that was just me trying to use a storyline because not all coaches yell at you. Tony Dungy used to do the death stare. You mess up, Tony Dungy, he just look at you. You know, and you was like, oh, shoot, I got to make sure I get it right. You know what I'm saying? So, but I just don't think that, and Kellen Moore may become one of those coaches down the line, but he was very youthful. And he was on the team playing with the guy, right? And now he coaching the guy. So that's not going to hold a lot of weight. That's what I'm trying to say collectively. Y'all get what I'm saying, right? The next caller is from 385, and then we have JT next, and then Marv. All right, from the 385, you're live on the Nation. Talk to me. $385. Mama must have said, get off that phone. He said, okay. All right, I got JT, man, from the 260. You're live.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, indeed. You're live, dog. Talk to me, man.
Man, these people, man, that hate, man, they got to cut it out, Lord. Like, it's getting crazy. You feel what I mean?
Right.
Well, yeah, man, like, we're going to be all right, man. Like, our focus has got to be on the Giants, bro. You know?
No doubt. Giants this week, and I can't wait. I normally do the matchup shows Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays, but we can talk about the Giants. I think that we're going to match up pretty well against Saquon Barkley. He's going to get him some as far as explosive play. He's normally good for 1 or 2, and I think that our defense is going to be able to corral and shut that down. And the moment we stop the run and force Daniel Jones to get outside of the pocket to force his throws, it's over with.
Facts, I feel that, man. Like, one thing I think we gotta also keep in mind is that we gotta keep our eyes on that rookie Hyatt, man. Like, that's remember, that's the guy that we were thinking about taking in the draft, but that's a guy that if we take our eyes off him, man, he could beat us deep though, Law. Like, we gotta have deep feet on him, Law.
Yep. I mean, Hyatt, you know, I think that you really wanted us to draft him, right? And when it got around, when it got around to the second round, I thought about you, man. I was like, man, my guy JT, if we fool around and get Hyatt, you know, I mean, it'll be the world for us. So, but we got enough Jalen's on this team. We got Jalen Tolbert, and where you think that those two were fair? You think that Hyatt will have a higher upside than Jalen Tolbert?
Well, it's kind of hard to say because we don't know like how much either of them are going to play. Like, that's the thing. Because I think the skill for skill like that, they could be comparable. But like whichever one gets more playing time, I think will be okay.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, because if Tolbert gets enough playing time, I think he could really have as good of a season as Hyatt. But if he doesn't get used, like, it's kind of hard to say what he'll do at all. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I just can't wait to see it, man. And it just hit me. It's like, all this offseason, we saw the growth of Jalen Tolbert, right? And we didn't get a chance to really see Jalen Tolbert on the field at the same time with Brandon Cooks, with CeeDee Lamb. So now I'm thinking, like, if Jalen Tolbert continued to grow and do what he did during his offseason, and now he's on the field with those boys and even do what Michael Gallup, I forgot to put him in there. We got a lot of weapons, man, when we go 4 wide.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel you on that, man. Like this. So here's my question.
Talk to me.
This is actually more of a philosophical question, but like, do you feel like that we have the mindset this season to like go on a deeper run, or do you think like? And what I mean by mindset is like there's a lot of people who at times I feel like just because of, even some of our own fans, like we know that like because we haven't gotten to the level that we thought we could. I feel like a lot of our fans are even just like, you know, just tired of it. But like, do you feel like we can have the resiliency this year? Be like, you know what, the past is the past. Like, the future has a stacked team. Let's go get it.
Yeah, I think so. I think that, you know, when we mentioned PTSD in the last episode, I think that a lot of fans have that, and some of them. We gonna have that, right? We the only fan base that when we were up by 14 points last year, we were nervous, man. We like, oh Lord, we up by 14. We up by 15, 16 points. because of the way that this team continued to shoot themselves in the foot and not just taking advantages of the lead. So hopefully those things can go away now when we see true and real football.
Right. So, and one more question, Lon. This is actually outside of our scope or anything like that, but it's just like general media. Like, why are people already crowning Trevor Lawrence, Lon? Like, I don't get it. Because here's what I mean, right? Like, he had a god-awful first half of the season. He had a really nice second half of the season, but, like, in the playoffs, he was not good. Like, he was turning the ball over left and right. And I'll just throw this out there because I know people know I'm probably going to say it. But could you imagine if that was Dak Prescott out there, Law, throwing 4 interceptions and a half?
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence is my guy. I like his skill set, but he's not going to get the scrutiny that the Cowboys players get, right? So he's going to get the praises because of what he did in Clemson, and of course he was a first round, draft pick and things like that. So he's going to get that. And then the Jacksonville market is just different. Like them making it to the playoff, that's their Super Bowl. Them just making it to the playoff. So if anything, man, if they make it back, that would be a good thing for them. I foresee them doing it, that coach Doug Peterson over there and what they got as far as weaponry. Everybody know I love what Calvin Ridley will be able to do in that system too, and the running back. So they're gonna be nice. They're gonna put up. It's gonna be a fun game to watch in Jacksonville this year. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. It should be fun.
Yeah, I feel you. I just sometimes laugh at like the blatant hypocrisy like the media has, because we all know if that was Dak throwing 4 interceptions, like LaShawn McCoy especially would have absolutely crushed him. Like,
right.
People would they get on Dak when he loses games when he only has 1 turnover. Like that's how bad it's gotten on.
Shoot, I already know, man. We blew out, before I let you go, man. We blew out the Colts, and all they talked about was their INT. So that's just how it goes, man, with the Cowboys. Appreciate you for calling in, fam.
Hey, good show, bro.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. That's my guy, JT. Yeah, so we're not going to get fair and balanced, man. Shoot, what was the final score of the Colts game? But people were like, hey, but he threw an interception. Like, come on, man. Like, shoot, we blew him out. If anybody would have did that, they would have said, hey, the Cowboys, they looking good. They scored almost 30 points in 1 quarter, But by it being the Cowboys, man, all of that stuff. And that's just how that goes when you're talking Cowboys. I got MJ, you live from the 206. You in the mix. Talk to me.
What up, Law? How you
Nothing
doing,
to
brother?
it. All right.
Oh, man, I just be listening to the fans.
Mm-hmm. Hold it down. I got something at the front door, man. It's your show now. Hold it down, bro.
Yeah. So to all the fans, it's a new beginning. They did it the right way. You guys was complaining. Catboy signing everybody that y'all thought he wasn't going to sign. And the next person would probably be CeeDee Lamb. And then you'll do Micah next year. And then you probably do Beatis. Then the next 3. CeeDee Lamb, Beatis, and the Beastmaster, number 11, Micah. And we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. It's looking good, but we're going to do one game at a time. Everybody keep thinking that we're not going to win, and we're going to win. That's what I tell you. The defense is on point. We got corners, safeties. Our linebackers are fast, and our D tackles should be better this year. That's the key. And what I'm worried about, I want to make sure that we don't rush up field too fast, because that's how they break runs on the outside. So.
No doubt, man. What you talking about, man? What's going on, man? Talk to me, man.
Well, I tell them, I say we're gonna have a good year.
Right.
Our DBs are good.
Right.
A linebacker to keep us to stop that the middle of the with our D tackles. And the main thing, how everybody was getting it, that they run on the outside. We was going upfield too fast. You got to stay in your lane.
Right.
3. If we do that, we should shut him down, because I seen a play that Okoye was showing.
Right.
He was showing how they was the play they run on up, and Steele showed that today too on his show. He was showing how the concept, what they like to do. The Giants, they try to run this the two receivers like going like a loop, and a receiver come wide open. They were trying to do that on us a lot.
A lot, yeah.
Never,
we break all of that stuff up, man. You know, we got a safety over the top that can squeeze down, and then we go to get better pressure this year. And according to the offensive line talks of the Giants, they got a good offensive line this year. So we'll see what we're going to do against those boys.
Yeah, they got a good offensive line, but that's the rookie. Like you said, everybody wants to become a rookie. Even they talking about the center.
Mm-hmm.
And we good at playing. We know how to play the tackles, and just like they got better, we got better. Michael Parsons, he's licked. He can't wait. This guy like a wild.
No doubt, man.
He can't wait. And another thing, we gotta stop complaining about our coach. The guy won you 12-5. Yeah, we know San Francisco beat us, and I'm gonna say it again, Law. Cowboys fans, we was putting 30 to 40 points on the 49ers before that defensive coordinator came, and they saw the game plan of the Colts in Denver, and then San Francisco did that.
No doubt, man. You right on that, bro. I appreciate you, man. I thank you so much for calling in, Chief.
And you too, man. A salute to the Cowboys. Hit them lights, and let's do one game at a time. How about them Cowboys? Oh, Law, one more thing.
What up?
I was going to tell you. Law, I saw your show when you went against the NFC.
Oh,
Law,
you saw it? Yeah.
No. Law, you was going to, when you was going, you say 6-0, 7-0, 8-0. Law, I got a funny feeling, Law. We finna do something special. I'm just going to keep it at that.
Okay. All right.
It's a funny.
No doubt.
It's a funny feeling, Law.
No doubt,
all right,
man.
Then.
Appreciate
Salute,
you, bro. That's a good call from MJ, man. Yeah, you know, when we look at this team and we start talking about how we face against the Giants. Giants, shout out to them. But here's what's happening every year. They will say that their team gotten better. What, you think we worked this hard to stay the same? They think that Michael Parsons going to drop off? You think Trayvon Diggs didn't get bigger, stronger, faster? We got better too. So it's always funny to me when they say, yeah, we got better. Who won Coach of the Year? Did Brian DeBall won Coach of the Year, right? Somebody, did he win Coach of the Year last year? We swept him, and they already putting him above us, right? There are certain people that put the Washington coach above us, right? They put the doggone Eagles coaches above us. They put every coach above Mike McCarthy. Like he didn't walk in there last year and won 4 games with the backup quarterback, Like that was all planned. No, man. At the same time, if it was anybody else or any other team, then they would have said, you know what? The starting quarterback broke his thumb, right? And they inserted a backup quarterback, and he won you 4 games. I digress. And, and I get it. Daniel Jones, shout out to him for keeping everything steady and for throwing 15 touchdowns and only 5 interceptions, right? Shout out to him. But they won a lot of games. A lot of games. Close games. Flip up the coin, it could have went the other way. Well, let's see if they can win a close game this coming weekend. All right, I got 100 grand and I got Queen. 100 grand, you're live from the 201. You're live on the Nation.
Listen, man, I enjoy the Giants fans and content creators out there. They looking big. They talking big talk. They talking like they supposed to win now and how it's no excuses for them. And
right.
I love that they talking like this. So when 1 o'clock hits Sunday night and we beat them down,
right?
It's PG show, so Okay, we beat them down.
We beat them down. Hey, what was the guy?
Hear no excuse.
No excuses. What was the guy? Because Bad Dog. Hey, 100 grand. Bad Dog was saying that the Giants really didn't have any weapons in the last 4 or 5 years, right? What was the guy that they went and got and they would start talking all type of noise? It was Golden Tate, right?
They talking big noise about Jalen Hurts. He went Odell Beckham number.
Right.
And that in the third. I don't want to hear how he a rookie come Sunday night.
Yeah.
And the stage was too big for him. I don't want to hear none of that.
No. I don't want to hear none of that. What was the guys that they had back in the day? They had Golden Tate. They had another guy. What was his name? His name is at the tip of my tongue. And they were saying that they was better.
They had the salsa dude.
No. They're going way back. I'm talking about just recently. They had a guy that they were saying that he was better than Gallup.
Slayton?
You know? Not Slayton, Gallo, something. He was from Detroit. He was a tall wide receiver from Detroit, and they was talking all type of Donkey Kong stuff.
Yeah. They gave him that big money too.
Kenny Galladay, right. Kenny Galladay. Appreciate you, Marcus Rowe. Yeah, they were like, yeah, Kenny Galladay, man. He's head and shoulders above Gallup and all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But all of a sudden. You know, here's what they do every year. Every year they say they got the weapons, but then when the game time comes, oh, we don't got no weapons. You know what I'm saying? Because we took them away. You know, every year, bro. Every year, Saquon Barkley was better than Zeke. Saquon is so much better than Zeke. Every year their O-line was good. Every year their defensive front was good. You know what I'm saying? Every year.
I can hear Sunday night. Daniel Jones throwing to a rookie. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know, Daniel Jones, they got Saquon Barkley. He ain't the same Saquon. I don't even know why we paid him. I hear all the excuses come Sunday night, Law. They're talking all that big talk, how they going to beat the Cowboys, how the Cowboys took a step back, how Dak Prescott should be concerned. So we ain't got – hey, Law, let me tell you something, Law. These giant content creators, it can't wait for Trey Lance because they can't wait to get Dak up out of there because Dak been beating them down so much.
For so much. Hey, it's literally that they was talking all that sauce, and there's video, it's on my page somewhere, that Bradbury, remember, he was on the Giants. Remember, he was on the Giants. He's supposed to been a shutdown cornerback, and he was saying that, hey, the Cowboys like to do X, Y, and Z. And then all of a sudden, I turn on the tape. Here's Bradbury go, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Getting smoked by CeeDee Lamb to the degree, whereas he went to the Eagles and had the same conversation. Yeah, man, Cowboys. And all I see is Bradbury getting, you know what I'm saying? You think CeeDee Lamb was Houdini. You know what I'm saying? David Bland ain't got nothing on CeeDee Lamb because he made the dude disappear. But every year, oh man, Bradbury, he's better than all DBs. Y'all remember that? See, people fail to realize I don't forget that stuff, you know. But all of a sudden the Cowboys have more weapons, you know. But every time we face the Giants, they had weapons. It's to the degree that we can go all the way back to 2000, I believe, was it 14 or something like that, or was it 13, where it's Odell Beckham, he catches the ball behind his back, dog. You know what I'm saying? And they lost that game. You would think that they won that game. You know, they lost that game 100 grand.
They didn't win that game.
They didn't even win it.
But you know, I just like to hear the talk of these giant content creators. How they talking about how they're gonna win the NFC East.
Right, they gonna win it.
Look out for them and how they gonna win the NFC East. Is you kidding me? Come on, man. You know, hey man, we got this, we got that, we got the safety. I've got his name. We went and got this safety. Landon Collins, he gonna do this, he gonna do that, and all I seen was Dak Prescott drop back. Even the dude made a song about it, and he made it happen. You know, what's that guy's name? God dog, his name is at the tip of my tongue. And it was fourth quarter. Dak Prescott dropped back, and he throws the ball to tiny measly Beasley, 5'7.5" guy, and touchdown, win the game. His knee was in. You know what I'm saying? Beasley thinking Beasley going to do something against us. So please.
Post Mahomes. What's that dude's name? Post Malone, right?
Post Malone.
That joker, he predicted the doggone play. You know what I'm saying?
I just, you know, man, I just can't wait, dog. I can't wait, man, because look, listen, Giant fans. I know y'all watching Law. Listen, Giant content creators. We don't care about this game, really. We really don't care about this game.
We really don't.
We really don't care about y'all.
Yeah.
We already won this game. We on to the Jets. That's how much respect we got for y'all. The game already got a W on it.
Yeah.
We worried about the Jets. We not worried about y'all. Y'all worried about us. Oh, this a big game for us. We not looking at this game like this a big game for us, Law. We just happy because it's football back, and that's what we happy about. We not hyped up to play the Giants.
Yes, indeed, man. Boy.
We just happy that football's back. And it just so happens our fourth or third preseason game is the Giants. Because that's what this is. This is a preseason game. We just have, man, we roll out the band and beat the Giants. You might as well just put 11-0 for that. That's it. 11-0. 11-0 for that. Period.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, bro.
doubt.
Thank you so much for calling in, man. Let me hear you say it, man.
How about them Cowboys? 11-0 Dak. Let's go.
Yes, indeed, man. Oh my goodness, man. I love that type of energy. I got Queen from the 910. She's jumping on in. You're live on the nation, Queen. Talk to me, lady. Talk to me.
What's going on, Law? How you doing, dear?
Doing great, doing great. I can't complain at all.
Can you hear me pretty good?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So I heard this thing. I'm gonna try not to. I know you ain't over there wrong. Anyway, Gary, you didn't know what the hell he was talking about. You can tell because when you ask him a question that he should have absolutely known the answer to, he couldn't give you an answer.
Right.
I mean, there was no other. You know what I'm saying?
Where you like to go out to eat? You know what I'm saying? I'm hungry. What you want to eat?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where we going? You know what I'm saying? I want a 5-star restaurant. Where? You know?
Yeah. His ass didn't know what the hell he was talking about. And he had thought out his argument prior to having the conversation with you. That's why he couldn't respond. And also, Kellen Moore, he had more power than Mike McCarthy when Mike McCarthy first got here. There was no disputing that. I mean, y'all showed so many doggone instances where y'all proved that Mike McCarthy was solid. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And finally this year he's got his balls back. Can you hear me, Steve?
What'd you say?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
And so Mike had more power than him. And so that's the reason why a lot of things could not get changed up and fixed by Mike McCarthy during those couple of seasons we had to work with William Kellen Moore. And so that guy Darius, he was talking about how Mike McCarthy is only his Super Bowl, that one Super Bowl ring or whatever. Mike McCarthy is much more than that. And they don't like to give him credit for Aaron Rodgers or anything.
Right,
Aaron Rodgers is nothing before Mike McCarthy. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how much of an apologist I might sound like in reference to this particular thing, but that 2nd and 2, maybe Dak Prescott didn't have the authority at that point to change that particular play. Who knows what type of conversations or discussions you had prior to that playoff game. We don't know. If Dak Prescott had the power to change that, then shame on him because he knew for a fact that was a bad fucking call.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know he had to know that. And also, one more thing. Kellen Moore, well, one before the other. Kellen Moore ain't gonna be shit the whole time he's in the NFL. The reason why I say that is because God don't like ugly. Ooh, Jesus. God don't like ugly.
No doubt. No doubt. You all right, Queen?
Yeah, I was changing from my headbutt to my car.
Oh,
I
okay.
wanted you to hear me.
Okay, whoa. I thought. Hey, I was worried for a second. Had my heart about to catch a heart murmur. Go talk to me.
What was the last thing you heard from me? What was the last thing you heard?
God don't like ugly or something like that. I believe. You were talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, Kellen Moore gonna be sick because God don't like ugly.
Right, right.
Kellen Moore is vindictive because I believe that after that Green Bay game, Kellen Moore did nothing. I'm going to say nothing. I'm not going to say everything. I'm going to say nothing in his power to help the Cowboys win any more games. You know what I'm saying? Because he knew what time it was. He knew he was ready to go, and he had already started making plans to leave. So he wasn't trying to help us win nothing after that. I truly believe that in my heart. I feel like he sabotaged us. And also, he's fucking petty because they could have let Malik Davis play in that damn playoff game.
Right.
But he chose not to. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say he's vindictive and he's petty and he ain't going to be shit. The last thing I want to say is we got the number one defense in the NFL right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All of them, and if all of them can stay healthy throughout this season, I mean, that's a big ask, for me to ask God, for all of them to stay healthy throughout this season. I don't believe anybody's going to be able to beat us. No, have I taken time out to study all of the offenses and their offensive weapons and all that other kind of stuff, but I believe we have the kind of defense that most offenses fear, and that's going to win us a lot of these games. And I still say 15-2. I still don't feel like we're going to lose no game, but I have to be fair. And that's all I got to say. How about them Cowboys? And
let them hang to the window. To the wall. All right, ski. Ski, you know what I'm saying? You got Sexy Red in the house, you know what I'm saying? There's AKAs to this day like, hey, wait a minute, hold on now. How you going to take what we say? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Sexy Red fans out there, you know what I'm saying? All right, so I got, I'm going to make sure I get to all of y'all that's in here right now.
The conference has been locked.
All right, I got the 501. I got Mark. Then I got Brandon Ross, and then I got Cowboys Dwayne. Let's go, man. Let's go. 501, you're live, man. Talk to me, man.
Man, you already know it.
Yes, indeed.
It's Cowboys to the world blow.
Oh, turn your radio down. Turn your radio down. Let me save your name. What's your name is again, fam?
Muhammad.
Muhammad. Okay, Muhammad. Shout out to you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, them Cowboys gonna do that thing, and Chat Sports had us 11-6, right?
Oh wow, I didn't know. They got us at. You talking about Cowboys Chat Sports because they got a Chat Sports, Niners, Eagle. They got Chat Sports everywhere.
Yeah, Chat Sports got us at 11-6. So I've been diagnosing the season and everybody else's schedule also. So I had us 11-6 also. Then I had us 12-5. At worst, I had us 10-7. But I'm having us 11-6, 12-5 again. But I'm thinking, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that that they're going to have a tie record with the Eagles. I think we're going to have a tie record with the Eagles. I think whatever record we have, they're gonna have the same record, and I think it's gonna come up to division wins.
Okay, that's what you feeling. That's what you feeling right there, though. You know what I'm saying?
That's where I'm coming from. Because the Eagles are gonna come only gonna come back. They're not gonna go forward. They're gonna have to come back.
Right.
Their schedule. Because last season they didn't face the best. They faced the worst, and we faced the best. You know what I'm talking about?
You talking about strength of schedule? Yeah.
Strength of schedule is changed now, and we've upgraded. They upgraded also.
Right.
One thing I was thinking about with the quarterback.
Okay.
He has strong legs. Dude has a strong leg. He's gonna do a lot more running than we think. we're gonna do a lot of quarterback spot, and I think Leighton Vander Esch, he understand that, and Quinn is gonna have him in a position where he's gonna be watching him,
right,
and he gonna be able to do all of those running around. He gonna get caught up 3-yard runs at most, 3-4 yards at most. And we're gonna be able to throw all over them. The only thing I'm kind of scared of is running on them. It's running on them. That's the thing I'm scared of, running on them. I ain't scared about throwing them because I know we're gonna handle that work. I'm scared about running on them.
All right, I got the schedule right here. So you said you got to lose 6 games. All right, so I'm gonna call you out right now on the spot, Cowboy Muhammad.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me see. Giants, Cowboys, who win? Week 1.
We win that one.
Okay. All right. Giants, Jets. Cowboys, Jets. Who win?
We win that one.
Okay. Cowboys, Arizona. Who win it?
We win that one.
Okay. Cowboys, England. New England.
We win that one.
Cowboys versus Niners. Who win it?
We win that one.
Okay. Cowboys, Chargers. Who win it?
We lose that one. We lose that one.
Okay.
I think we lose that one.
Okay, we lose Kellen Moore and company. All right, so we lose. So we right now going into the bye. Cowboys, Rams. Who win it?
Rams. We win that one.
We win that one. Okay. Cowboys, Eagles. Week 9. Who win it?
We lose that one.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me write that one down. Okay. Hold on. All right. Cowboys, Giants.
We win that one.
Okay. All right. Cowboys. Remember, you had us 11-6, dog. So what we gonna do, man? I don't like losing at the back end, though, dog. But keep going. Cowboys, Cowboys, Carolina.
That's what we're gonna lose. Carolina, we're gonna win that one.
All right. Cowboys, Washington.
We win that one.
Jeez, man, you gotta lose it out now, dog. It's tough, man. Cowboys, Sea Chickens, man.
Seattle lost.
Okay, now we lost 3 games. All right, Cowboys, Philly.
We win that one.
Okay.
Buffalo lost.
4 losses. 5 losses. Okay, Cowboys, Detroit.
We win that. Detroit.
Yeah,
we lose that one.
All right, so now we got 6 losses, so we win in that last game, right? Cowboys, Washington, right?
There we go.
There we go. Okay, there's 11-6. Okay. I don't like that December. I don't like that November-December stretch. All those losses there. But I can rock with that, though. You went through it. I put you on the spot, Cowboys, Muhammad, man. So it is what it is, man. 11-6. Hey, we all right.
And Eagles gonna be 11-6 also.
All right, hold on. Let me pull them up. Let me do them then. Hold on. Let me do them for fairness. You know what I'm saying? You good? You good? You good? You ready to do them?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yes,
all right, put you on the spot. All right, Eagles, New England, week 1.
They win that one.
Okay, Eagles, Minnesota.
They lose that one.
Okay, they start off 1-1. Okay, Eagles, Tampa Bay.
They win that one.
Eagles, Washington.
They win that one.
Eagles, Rams.
They win that one.
Now, this is where I say that the Eagles' schedule is finna get rough, okay? Eagles, Jets.
And this when they're gonna get 2 losses.
Okay. Eagles, Jets.
They lose that one.
Eagles, Miami.
They lose that one.
Eagles, Washington.
They win that one.
So they're going to sweep the Washington team, right? They're going to sweep them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Eagles, Cowboys.
They win that one.
Okay, I will catch you. Yeah. Okay, so you good. All right. Eagles, Kansas City Chiefs.
They lose that one.
Eagles, Buffalo.
They lose that one.
That's tough for them right now. Eagles, San Fran.
They lose that one.
That's what I was talking about, tenderizing. You know what I'm saying? Because teams, after they play the 49ers, they're 1-12. You know what I'm saying? All right, Eagles, Cowboys.
Mm-hmm. We win that one.
We win that. You know what I'm saying? So because you have a splitting. Okay. So don't you know you got them losing like 1, 2, 3, 4 games in a row? That's going to kill their psyche. Okay. Now they got to go play Seattle Eagles Sea Chickens.
They win that one.
Eagles Giants.
They win that one.
Eagles Cards.
They win that one.
they Cards fighting for Caleb Williams at this point. Eagles Giants again.
They lose that one.
Okay, I stopped counting. So you still have 11-6. So hey man, 7, whatever. You know. Okay, so it is what it is, bro. We will see. We will see how this all rocks. But man, I'm telling you, man, that stretch of games, man, from you got to go to like, let me see. I forgot where it's at. Here it is, right here. That stretch is a brutal one because you got Dallas, then a bye week, then you got Kansas City, Buffalo, San Fran, and then Cowboys again. That's a strong stretch, man. And then you never know how Seattle looking though. So I appreciate you for calling in, fam. You did a great job, man.
Thank you, sir.
No doubt, man. Let me hear you say it, bro.
Man, how about them Cowboys?
How about him, man? That's my guy from the 501, man. Cowboys Muhammad, man. Good call from him. I got they got Brandon Ross, and then I got Cowboys Dwayne, okay? And then Mark Drive Trucks. You're going to close it out for us. From the 815, Brandon, you're live.
What's up, love?
Nothing to it, man.
So we like 9-1 in the last 10 games we have played the Giants. We should win this game. Like you said, going away ugly, it don't matter. I just want to win. But what I am looking for is I'm looking for to see what Dak wavelength with the tight ends, because I've been looking at some of these stats over the last few games that we played the Giants, and Dalton Schultz has been a big part of the offense. So that's what I'm looking for with that. The other thing, our run defense.
Yeah.
Not saying that we gave up a ton of yards against the Giants, but it's always something that I say this. It seems like Saquon Barkley get one decent, good, big long run on us.
Right.
So I'm looking for the wavelength with the tight ends, and I'm looking for to see what the big fellas do in the middle against the run.
I mean, if you look at what the Giants are gonna do, McKinney, Xavier McKinney, if you have any weaknesses on him, yeah, he is a downhill guy, right? He have issues flipping his hips and then getting back into transitions and falling on the trail. So I think that the Cowboys exploited that last year, even though, I think he got out of that game. But collectively, what they did was they went big. They went 14 personnel. They established the 13 and 14 personnel. And that's how we won the first game against the Giants. And then the second game or what have you, we just out physical them. You know what I'm saying? Although Saquon did bust us across the head with a good run, but our defense was just too much. But go ahead.
Right. No, I totally agree. I just, it really our run defense to me has always been a slight problem for a while. And I'm just hoping that we may have solved the issue. I'm also I want to look at our secondary other than our top two corners.
Okay.
Because I just think our number 3 and number 4 corner. I just want to see. I know what Bland did last year. I understand. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I still year 2.
Oh snap! This is my first time realizing, man, we don't got your boy no more, bro. You all right, Brandon? I just realized we don't have Kevin Joseph no more, man. Where you at, man? Brandon, what happened? You knew I was going to talk about Kevin Joseph, man. That's what happened. Call back tomorrow, Brandon. Hey, in honor of Kevin Joseph, man, shout out to him, man. We all going to miss Kevin Joseph, man. We going to miss him in a certain way, Salute to Kelvin Joseph, man, the fallen soldier, Shout out to him, man. Play the taps for Kevin Joseph, man. But, you know, it is what it is, man. Oh, wrong one. Here it is. We up by 2 tubs, man. All we got to do is not let no one get behind you. Trevor Lawrence drops back. He scans the field. He looks for the number 1 and is caught multiple times. Oh, man, the Jaguars got life, liberty, and now the pursuit of a victory. Oh, my goodness, brought to you by Kelvin Joseph. Come on. Riggs, it's rigged. This game is rigged, y'all. Kelvin.
All I ask
is just keep the person in front of you, Kelvin. That's all I ask, man. Oh, my goodness, man. All right. Boy, we gonna miss Kelvin Joseph, man. It's a damn shame what they did to that dog, man. All right, so I got my guy Cowboys Dwayne, man. Let me know how you gonna miss Kelvin Joseph, man, while I got you here.
I ain't gonna miss him too much.
Oh, my goodness, man. Shout out to him, man, you know.
Yeah,
shout out to him. Oh, my bad. I can't say that. I can't say that, you know. Salute to him. Don't say shout out to him, you know. But talk to me, man.
Yeah, I'm glad he's getting his money. Hey, as long as his pocket's still getting full, hey, it's all right with me.
Hey, put some money on those.
I appreciate you taking my call, Law. I see you going solo today. I see your co-worker with you, your partner with you today.
Who that be? Who that be?
Your daughter?
Oh yeah. She took over yesterday, man. She was hitting the keys and everything. I don't got nothing. She running the house over here, man. She tell me what to do. I just sit there and like, all right, cool. She won, you know.
That's what daughters do when mama's been around. They run the house.
Man, they run it, man. So you know.
Well, what I have to say is basically it's the beginning of the season. So every team out there is thinking, you know, hey, they got a dog in the fight. Hey, no game's been played, so everybody's walk around with the big stick. Right. So right now, you can talk your talk, and it's cool. I ain't got no problem with that. It's just the whole point is when you get to the middle of the season, you're still gonna be talking that talk.
Right.
Because everybody's got a chance right now. You know what I'm saying? And people don't understand. Me personally, I'm a student of the game. I like the game. I like football, but I ride or die for my Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? But then, at the same time, you have to understand that football is not like checkers. This is chess we playing.
Right.
Because it depends on each week who game plan is better than the other opposing team game plan. Of course, you have to have physicality. You got to have mental toughness. You got to have people in the right place and the right players at the end of the day. But I think we have all of it. You know what I'm saying? Like my father always told me, your attitude would determine your altitude. So I'm high on my team. So I know we're gonna do what we gotta do this year. And I'm very looking forward to this team because it reminds me so much of the '90s team.
It does.
You know, we have little places that are not that straight, that's not that solid. But like Jack said, iron sharpens iron. So if you're going against the best defensive player and you're an offensive player, they're gonna do nothing but make you better.
True.
You know, at the end of the day. And I want to get your take on how you feel about our tight end situation and our running back by committee. I just want to know what your thought, and I appreciate all the work that you do for us, and you're keeping the nation alive, and you're keeping it strong. And I'm gonna start calling you Pastor Law because earlier you were speaking that truth, and I see you be singing sometimes. I'm like, I'm gonna go and say this is the Church of the Cowboys. First Thessalonians, Baptist, Antioch on the hill. Church of the Cowboys, Pastor.
On the other side of the mountain. On the other side of the mountain.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, Cowboy. Dwayne, man. Appreciate you.
Cowboy.
Let's go. Let's get it, man. Let me go over the things that he said. And shout out to those who listened to the word that I gave about, you know, Shador and as well as Deion Sanders and Shiloh and all of those guys for what they did over there on Facebook. I didn't put it on the YouTube side, but I put it on the Facebook, and that video got over 250,000 people, to see that video. And, I got all type of people reaching out to me and saying, hey, man, do you do any speaking engagement at this? Do you, hey, we need a person to do a speaking engagement. Are you able to make it to Flower Mount, missionary #1 Baptist Church? We just need somebody to come in to open it up. I'm like, nah, I'm not a pastor, And then I had some other people to reach out on the Instagram and Twitter. So I really appreciate that. Sadiq says, run it up, Diva London. Yeah, she's full diva, she was full diva. Run it up. But I would say this, our running back by committee approach, that just us catching up with the trend. Right? In Cowboys world, we only been known to have one running back, right? All the way back, in the days. And I'm not going to go way back in the 60s and the 70s, but y'all know what I'm talking about, right? To have that one running back, like an Emmett in the 90s. And then from Emmett, it went from us looking to find that other running back, and we just never could, right? We sold the form to try to find that other wide receiver to fill in the shoes of my guy, Michael Irvin, right? So we tried to do that and gave away 2 first-round draft picks to Seattle. Remember that? And then they went and drafted the running back that we could have drafted, Sean Alexander, right? I was thinking that, could you guys imagine if we would have just said, you know what, let's just stay focused in on solidifying the run, and then we go from Emmett to Sean Alexander, although Sean Alexander was short-lived in Seattle land, but I think that would have been a better situation than us chasing after that wide receiver. And nobody could be like the playmaker. And Joey Galloway, when he came here, it was just terrible for us, right? He had hamstrings and a whole bunch of other stuff. He kept getting injured. Then he leave here, and then he go to Tampa Bay, and then we said, dog, look at Joey. And then we drafted a Bryant, who remember that Bryant we drafted and put 88 on him, and he didn't do nothing here. And then he went to Tampa Bay, and we said, look at that Bryant right there, So it's hard trying to fill in the shoes of what we used to do. But catching on with the trend is the Cowboys just going with running back by committee. Wide receiver by committee, I'm not a big fan of that. Tight end by committee, I'm really not a big fan of that. But running back by committee, I'm 10 toes down on that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really, really, really thinking about that this team is going to use Tony Pollard pretty good. They're going to throw in Deuce Vaughn when necessary. Rico, all we need is 3 or 4 series with him or what have you, and he's okay with 3 or 4, maybe 6 total snaps from him, right? And Rojo, I think Rojo's still on his team. Maybe he's not, but when he do get off the suspension, if he's still here, then we throw him in the mix. But if not, we got 40 ounce. 40 ounce going to do his thing, So I think that we okay with the running backs approach. The tight end room, I think that Jake Ferguson, when he enters the room, he owns the room. We went from Emmett to Troy Hambrick, and Troy Hambrick, I think he wore 42, by the way. Troy, and here's the craziest thing of it all, ladies and gentlemen. Black 420 TV. Here's the crazy thing of it all. There were people banging on the table saying, give us Troy Hambrick, man. He looking good. Because Emmett was old and gray, literally, with the gray beard, out there on the field. And he looked lethargic. He looked slow, right? And Troy would get in there, not Aikman, but Hambrick. And he would get in there and he'd give the Cowboys a little juice. So, but neither here nor there. I think Jake Ferguson on the tight end side, he owns the room when he step in. He do. And then I think that Luke Schoonmaker is just right behind him. I know that a lot of us are not really sold on Luke Schoonmaker, but he's a hell of a blocker, man, and he's going to get in there and be right for this system. And when we go 12 personnel or when we go 13 personnel or even when we go big packages, he's going to get things going in the right direction for little Deuce Vaughn or Tony Pollard to crease it to the outside. And you'll see some of those stretch zone run concepts get nasty with it on the good side. Hendershot, he's going to be good. Hot spot, I meant to say, says he like Hendershot. And I like what he do too. He just got to hold on to the ball. Put it like this. Hendershot Sunday night is going to have a seam pass. He's going to be wide open. It's going to be for 36 yards. I'm predicting. He's going to be wide open because they're going to roll coverage. They got young DBs, right? And they're going to be shaking in their doggone cleats because you got Brandon Cooks and CeeDee Lamb lined up on the same side. They're like, shoot, which way we do? You know what I'm saying? And watch what's going to happen. Pick your poison type of deal. I got Mark that drive trucks. Last but not least, man, from the 832. You're live. Talk to me.
What's going on, man? What's going on?
All is well, bro. All is well.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm loving the show, man. Loving the show. I hope you and your family, y'all doing good. Yeah, your new co-host, he was turning it out. So
yeah,
maybe we'll see you again sometime.
Yes, indeed. Shoot, she
get them
killed
likes
it.
up, get them views up.
She did. She killed
it. Hey, man, real quick, a couple of things. It's sad that we got a fan base that done watch what happened over here 25 and 30 years and still can't figure out what's been wrong. It's really sad that we got to waste time on the call talking about Mike McCarthy. Look, man, right. I believe this to my heart. Jerry Jones has spent 25 years conditioning most of this fan base that coaching don't matter. I'm never going to forget or forgive Jerry Jones saying in 1993 or 4, whenever he fired Jimmy Johnson, anybody can coach this team. Because he's been spending 25 years pretending that he don't need no head coach. Because the coaches get the credit.
Let me say this, Mark. Sometimes your success can be your own failure. And by him making that statement and Barry Switzer coming in and ultimately, winning, it kind of like, okay, yeah, he was right.
Yeah, exactly. He's right. He feels he was right. Exactly.
He felt that if he was right, but then the reminder of the truth came around and said, hey, Jerry, you do know that there was Jimmy people, right? And even the players. Exactly. Even the players were speaking about the fact that, they had to win in spite of the coaching, right? So, that was it.
And Jerry thinks like that. And again, I remember what this team looked like when Jerry was the real GM from like 98 to about 2005 whenever Parcells got here. I remember when Jerry was picking the players. I remember that's where we get all those Quincy Carters and Antonio Wrights and everybody else from.
Yeah,
I know what this team look like. Jerry don't know as much football as he wants people to think he does.
I mean, when you want to get the credit, man, shoot, you're going to stand firm. And just think of it, like Elon Musk, right? He bought Twitter. Right. Twitter by itself was doing good. He didn't have to change it. You know what I'm saying? But when you are a billionaire with a B, this is just something that he plays around with, right? I could change the name. Right. I could change it to X. I can make it whereas anybody can have a blue check mark. We can purchase it now. You know what I'm saying? And I can turn it into what I want because this is me. I'm a billionaire. Who can tell me otherwise?
Yeah, who can tell you otherwise? And again, Jerry's been trying to do what Jimmy Johnson did. One, he didn't understand how Jimmy did it. And two, if you remember, I remember already, if people got receipts, I don't know what people paying for, but I got my receipts. I remember the Karen Gainey regime. I remember the Dave Campo era. I remember them coaches that was up underneath Jimmy, that Jerry was trying to get up in there and try to get what Jimmy had. All them guys was on Jimmy's staff. I remember Dave Wanstead was the defensive coordinator of them championship teams for the Cowboys. And Dave Wanstead had the good sense to not take that job. Jerry offered Dave Wanstead that job twice. And he had to go coach Miami. That wasn't doing nothing.
Here's what I got from that, though.
Jerry was going to get in the way.
I thought that Dave Wanstead, because he went on talked to Colin Cowherd when they very first started opening up the volume, Mark.
Right.
And I heard that it was a different story that he was pissed off that Jerry didn't consider him first. You know what I'm saying? And he went behind him and got Barry Switzer, and that caused a divide in the makeup of the team because normally you want to hire from within, it would be the same philosophy. Now, Wanstead, when he went off to Chicagoland, they did all right, you know what I'm saying? But I think that
I'm not saying Wanstead's a great coach, but go ahead.
Right. No, you're not saying that. But what I'm saying is just for context that would have probably been a better move, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, again, that would have been because Wanstead and Jimmy Johnson were close.
Yeah.
And I doubt that Wanstead would have let Jerry run around and do whatever the hell he wanted to do.
Yeah.
He'd have been in and out. He was too much like Jerry Wanstead was. Wanstead can say now, hey, look, they went behind, they didn't choose it first. Wanstead turned that job down because Jerry went through it twice.
He did. I see what you going at it from that angle. Yeah.
Jerry went there. He wanted that Jimmy Johnson role, but he ain't got to give Jimmy Johnson credit. That's why you got Jason Garrett coaching like it's 1992, because that's what Jerry remember winning.
Yeah.
That's why he goes and get old coaches that he can, because again, you got new coaches in here that understand the league now. That are going to do running back by committee. That are going to make schemes and concepts that are going to work in today's NFL.
Yeah.
That's not going to have nobody on the job learning how to call their plays and put the season in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Or throw it away outright.
Man,
because you just think everybody is more important than the head coach.
Yeah.
Jim. Right? So I'm tired of that. I'm through with that. Hey, look, man, Giants, I'm sorry, but y'all finna get this work. I'm happy y'all excited and everybody's 0-0. Everybody got the same chance, and we finna rain on y'all. All right? I just want y'all to know that so y'all don't be upset. You got your hopes up high. You got the quarterback. You ready to go. Go ahead. Don't be late Sunday. I don't hear about no bus breaking down. I don't hear about no traffic. Be on time. Take your L with you, and I'll holler at y'all. How about them Cowboys?
How about them, baby? How about them, man? That's Mark that drive trucks, man. Hey, I appreciate him, man. We got so many Marks in this universe, man.
Goodbye.
So, great history lesson from him, too. You know, you can tell he's seasoned guy, and he's been around the block with this team. And here's where we get two folds with Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones, the owner, I want to let y'all know, brilliant guy, man. Jerry Jones, the GM, hey, what's going on? And then the other guy, Jerry Jones, the coach, hey, get out of the way, So those are different levels of Jerry Jones. I truly believe that, right now, even though there have been resistance, right, and Mike McCarthy had to tap dance through this to get to where we are at now, wisely, because he did that. He made sure that he didn't intervene, although it may have cost him a playoff game. It may have absolutely cost him games within the season. But he didn't want to shun or sully the young kid. Because sometimes deep down in your heart, you may look at this thing and say, man, this kid got unbelievable potentials. I'm going to let him mess up on his own. Because if I fool around and help him, they're going to perceive from their mind and from their intellect that this is what he is. I got to show them that they don't know what the hell they're doing. So the kitchen is on fire. Everybody's running around. And, hey, you installed the plays. You called the plays, right? So that is exactly what he did. And some of you guys are like that with some people in the community. Can't get right. You see that young kid. You tell him, hey, man, stay off the blocks, man. You got unbelievable potentials, man. You don't have to go slang this stuff, Hey, I got this tutor right here that can help you out. But they still go back to the block every time. And you sitting there like, man, I tried. I did all I could. I tried to be in the way and be that beacon of hope, but he just don't want to listen. He want to join the gang.
All I ask.
Right? Is for him to stay out of the streets, come do your work here at the crib. But he want to get back out there in the streets. And then when something happened, he goes to the slams. He come back out 2-3 years later down the line. He said, man, that old man was trying to tell me the right thing. I was just too young. Right? and now I can't get those youthful years back. And that is exactly what happened with Kellen Moore. Mike McCarthy to Kellen Moore. I got to let him know that he had to learn it the hard way. I told him I don't like option routes. I don't like those stop routes. I don't like to, when we in this situation, to throw it. I love for us to go ahead and secure the win and to live to fight another day.
All I ask.
That's all I ask. You know what I'm saying? But when you have somebody with authority in a position over you, you have to sometimes dim your light. And even though you don't want to. Dwayne Brown says, great show, Law. Fire. Yes, indeed. Appreciate you, bro.
All I ask.
Thank you so much for that fire right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to dim your light, man. Sometimes you got to live that way. Sometimes you do. But I'm asking you guys.
Dwayne Brown, $10.
Appreciate
Great
you.
show, Law. Fire.
She want to jump in now. Appreciate you.
Fire.
Yes, indeed. So sometimes you get that, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you guys know some similar stories just like that. You can't tell everybody everything, because the moment you do, it's you outshining your master. You know, it's 48 laws of this, baby. You know, and when you do that, you burn the bridge. You burn the opportunity, because sometimes people don't believe what you're saying until they see it, and then they sit back and they say, oh, like Weebay did. Oh, you know what I'm saying, on the wire. So a lot of people go through that. It's just that Mike McCarthy was ahead of it. Wade Phillips wasn't smart enough to be able to maneuver through that. He wasn't wise enough to see that, hey, I am a guy that been in the league for all of these years, and I get the golden chance to have the opportunity to coach for the Dallas Cowboys. You bring this dude out who's wet behind the ear, and you pay him the same amount of money as me. He don't got nothing on his resume. Wake up, brother. He wasn't there to be your equal. He was there to be your overseer. You see what I'm saying? He was there grooming to be that. The moment you slip up, and here's what I have to let people know. Wade was slipping. He just didn't fall. But the moment he fell, it was over with for him. Remember this, I'm going all the way back for context. He didn't have a losing season here until his final year. That's how ready they are or were to get rid of him. The same with Mike McCarthy. People were ready to move on from him after 2020. Why we need Mike? We got Kellen Moore. Mike McCarthy was reading all of that and saying, okay, all right, yeah, I see y'all, all right. Oh, y'all think he's the golden boy. Oh, y'all just don't know. I forgot more football than this kid know. I'm helping this kid out in the shadows, you know. I'm trying to let him know that you don't do that concept against quarters defense. That may work from a quarterback perspective, but let me show you from a running back situation. Let me break this down from a receiver's point of view. Let me bring this guy in to help you out. No, I got it. Okay, well, all right, cool. Then we all hold that L. And that's what the Cowboys been dealing with, political stuff. Hopefully it's all gone, but we know how this thing rock and roll, Cowboy Nation. On my way out, I appreciate y'all so much. I hope you guys had a great one. You know, not that song. I hit the wrong song. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, if I have provided any value to you today on this particular episode, be kind. Share this content if you only want to. Hit that like button only if you desire. But also, in the description box, we got prize picks. 100% of your deposit up to $100 will be matched by prize picks. They will put some coins, some remunerations back to you. And all you have to do is go through these boxes and pick more or less of who you feel is going to have a better game. It's easy. Check them out. They are one of our presenting sponsors on Thursday night. It's just a quick preview, so check them out. Shout out to them for taking good care of me for the 2023 season. They're gonna take real good care of me. So the other platforms out there, y'all just be ready and to understand that Law Nation is coming. I told the dude when we was working out the agreements, I want one of those Pat McAfee's deals. You know what I'm saying? 120 million. You know, I want one of them. I'm greedy. Nah, I'm just decreeing and declaring. I'm asking for it.
All I ask.
I know I can get there with the help of the nation. Independently, by the way. We don't have a producer over here. We don't have a cameraman zooming in and zooming out. This is all me. It's all me, baby. So, but it's also on the nation. We grinding. We looking for that generational stuff. And it will happen as long as we got one foot in front of the other. The journey of the man that walked 1,000 miles began with one step. And if you guys continue to walk with me gracefully, with humbleness, we will get there. Humility with dignity is what we're gonna get it. But also, you guys know the heart, soul, and sinew and the determination of the mind. Y'all know what I'm about to say. Some of y'all committed this to memory. Some people saying, underlay, a little raza. Yes, it's gonna be mucho elegante over here. But if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty, and yes it will, seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all the terror of your mind, if you would simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity. Oh yes, with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, with faith, hope and confidence and stern pertinacity. If neither cold or poverty or famish or fame or the sickness of your body or brain can turn you away from the very much so thing that you want. If dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty, you will get it, Cowboy Nation. Come on, man. I know y'all in the chat. Y'all feeling it the same way. Y'all been rocking with me since the start of this show. And we ain't giving up at all. We ain't running at all. This is where we fight. This is where we hold them.
Spartans, prepare for glory.
I need my soldiers with me right now. I need my warriors with me right now. I need the people to express the fact that new media is here one way or another. You can't stop it, baby. You cut their head off, 12 more will grow back. Not just one, not just two. We growing, we multiplying over here. New day, new beginning. All I'm waiting for is someone else to start. And if you're thinking about starting, do it now. Don't wait for all of the 4K to 8K stuff, cameras. Don't wait for the microphone to come in. Start it now, baby. Let's go.
Sacrifice.
Let's get it. Cowboy Nation, that's been my time. Oh, I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing, and I mean just that, nothing but the best.
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night.
Come on.
Do I gave you everything I had?
I gave you everything I had.
Lay your head on my pillow.
Just a little bit, man.
And just relax.
Let's go, baby. In the words of Prime Time for your mind.
Give me my thing.
Oh. Hey. Roll those credits. Just relax. Put just relax in the chat. Yes, indeed. That's all I want to do is just run it up one more time for you. Ain't that right, Perry Lock, Asmodeus, Sadiq, C-Los. Appreciate y'all. Come on. Pookie, Ray, Ashaniqua. Let's go. Nick with 2 C's. Appreciate you. Jay Lombardi, Echoes, Jay Recruiter, Christopher 214, Glenn Capers, Double R, Papa Peach, 187, Patrice, Dwayne, Get Down Brown, baby. You related to Noah? Are you related to AJ? Which Brown are you related to? Charge it to the game. In the beginning, I see you, Rowdy. Come on, we're going to get one of those FanDuel type of things. But shout out to Prize Picks, though, right now. You know, they gonna have to open up that bag a little bit, huh? Come on. Come on. Call it too legit. I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Mama said there'll be days just like this. Come on. If you watched all the way to this point, and you still here, and you haven't hit that like, you haven't shared this content, you ain't subscribed to this channel. Shout out to you, Costa. Come on. Hey. I be at home alone. I be in zones alone. I be on roll alone. Hold on. So you guys are telling me that there were no Eagles fans in the chat today? Y'all let me know. Appreciate you, Davis. Shout out to Craven Cowboy. Shout out to Boss Cowboy Sports. Shout out to New Media, The Volume, A to Z Sports, Voch Lombardi, Landlord. Yes, indeed. From Alabama. Shout out to Big Game James. Oh, snap. We got some breaking news.
We answered. I tossed up. I thought we had it. But it goes to show you who's the better team. And I'm sticking Cowboys.
You're stinking.
You're crying.
What the truth? I'm hurt.
You hurt.
You're gonna clap the hat one more time for the Eagles for the hard fight they did?
One more time.
What's wrong here?
Hey, man, I promise you, that lady hit him up with that, man, and he had nowhere to go. He had literally nowhere to go but to shed them tears. Yeah. Come on. Appreciate you, Jordan. Thank you, Macintosh. Let's go. Let's get it. Hey, this is the updated, unofficial roster. Let's look over this. That's the soft souls of hits and melodies. Sing for you. Bring you in. Come on. Yeah. Shout out to John Machota. And you. What we tell them, baby? Hit you. 40 ounce, y'all see them. I be home. What we tell them? I follow. Wherever you go, whatever you do. Come on. Shout out to the 88 Cutlass.
I want me some glory hole.
Shout out to the Equalizer. 1, 2, and 3.
When you pray for rain, you gotta deal with the mud too.
Come on.
All I ask.
When the street lights hit you, this is what you say. Come on, look at the Super Bowl champ roster right here. Come on. Decree and declare. Player 2, I follow. Lost in translation. Shout out to him. He throwing that brick.
If a paper crane can fly,
Come on, baby.
then forever doesn't feel that far. So far.
Watch Terrence Steele one time.
So far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
Come on. Y'all thought we was gone. Settle down just a little bit. Chill and relax to the nation.
All I ask.
Come on, grab that cold glass of wine.
Yes. I cannot say what's wrong.
Shout out to Kevin Samuels. I'm gonna have to take this song as mine now.
Let's go, man.
Come on.
Cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yeah. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say.
Shout out to the box wine drinkers.
Where we are heading now, babe.
Come on.
I follow. To the edge of it all. To the edge of it all. So tell your good lies. Cause I'll buy no better one.
Who's grooving?
Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Ooh. So tell your good lies.
Hey.
Cause I'll buy no better one.
Come on.
Susceptible now.
Hey.
Before the moment flies.
Hold your drinks up, ladies and gentlemen. Come on.
Side of Brooklyn.
Come on.
Cause I know what I'm getting into.
Only a person from Mississippi can groove like this. Come on.
Can stop me. Cause I'm addicted to what you
Appreciate you.
like.
Hey,
Realize. Lead the way.
y'all can tell Law is old school.
No need to say. Where we are
If you don't like this,
now, babe.
you don't like this vibe,
I follow.
shame on you. Shame.
To the edge of it all. So tell your good lies.
I'm gonna give me a disco ball later.
Find a better one. Yeah. Susceptible now.
Hush your mouth, girl.
The moment flies.
Come on.
So tell your good
Until next time, Cowboy Nation.
lies. I'll find a
This song actually helps to calm you down just a little bit.
susceptible now. Before the moment flies.
Shout out to the views. Appreciate you. Gina with the G. Let's go. And Damone. DC for life, not for short. Until next time. Salute.